Lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend. Inside your self-righteous symphony, I would rather let this go than to bring it up again. But
Well, that was the closest we've ever come to missing the countdown from Chaz. What's going on, nerds? How you guys doing? It is episode 100. That's right, 100. For whatever reason, y'all nerds have listened to us for like 100 episodes, 75 of which have been live. Thank you to Chaz. Everybody say thank you, Chaz, because he's fantastic and he makes this happen. And here we are, 100 episodes down the line. I think today would be a good episode to do some, I don't know, reminiscing, some nonsense talk, some BS, like we do every single episode, and just have some fun. And we figured, why not bring some of our greatest guests and our bestest friends onto this podcast and have a blast? You might recognize these two. They were on our amazing Autism Anglers drive where we raised about $3,000 for Autism Anglers. Thanks to these two folks for bringing in a whole bunch of prizes and a whole ton of clout. So we got Debo's Fishing, and we've got Fishing with Gramps. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
What's up, nerds?
You're like the you guys. I think Debo was like the origin of the nerds, right, Paul? It was like somewhere around the Debo's episode we started just calling everybody nerds.
I think I called you the Ned Rig nerds.
I believe so.
I believe I should get royalties from this.
I mean, you can have all negative.
Actually, you could have 100% of the proceeds, and you would owe us $50. How about that?
Well, we take cash, check. Oh, whoa! Rob Harrison dropping the super chat fire, like right off the start. Oh my gosh, dude! Wow.
Holy smokes.
Army Outdoors. Come on, not to be outdone. You guys are fantastic. This is episode 100. So Rob Harrison felt entitled to do $100 super chat. Are you freaking joking me? This guy.
We gotta get homeboys.
I can't see the chat. Is it showing his sweet tattoo?
It looks like
yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's a fish top, and it's like a pinup lady bottom.
I love it. Yeah, that's freaking genius. So first of all, congrats on the amazing tattoo. It's going to be a great conversation starter anywhere that you talk to people. So he says, "What's up, nerds? Let's start this thing out right. Happy 100, 100 for 100." And then he says, "Great content, all fantastic from all of us. I love you, guy."
Can we get this man? Can we get this man a Ned Rig nerd shirt? I think if you drop $100, dude, send me a.
Rob, let us know. Rob, just shoot me an IG. Let me know if you ordered a shirt or not. I know you ordered a sticker for sure because I saw a message from you, but
we got to get him hooked up.
We'll take care of you. We'll hook it up. Thanks for all you do, from videos to responding to questions and everything in between. Here's to rocking 2022, man. Thank you so much, my friend. That is fantastic. And then we got Army Outdoors 88N with a $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. What's up, y'all? Congrats on 100 episode. Please take this sleet, ice, and freezing rain away from Kentucky, bro. If I
got room for that,
the weather,
we got all of it.
If I was some sort of weather wizard, I would do that. But we're also getting that. Like I plowed my driveway 3 times in 24 hours and took a perilous journey to Myers,
which is the store where you buy food.
Sorry, everyone. Meyer for my Midwesterner. Am I the only one? Seriously, chat. Am I the only one that says Myers with a? I throw that S on there.
Everybody does.
Come on.
You guys wait. Indiana and Iowa. You guys have Meyer.
It's the whole Midwest.
Yeah. No, Iowa doesn't have it. It's very close. Iowa's right on the line.
Has it. Debo doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big Midwest thing, but anyways, apparently I say it wrong. I got railed on a video about it. At any rate, look, Cooch is already saying chat, dude.
A little early, bro, but yeah, you do you.
All right, so here's the deal, you guys. We're going to have a fun show tonight. We're going to keep it, just fun, light, the whole entire show. We got our friends on the podcast, so we're just going to have a blast together. We're going to focus on that. And, we got a couple of news and noteworthy items that are important for you guys. First and foremost, Paul, can you show the sticker again? Can you pull it up?
No, not before that. First of all, I'm going to call out that Jeff. First of all, I want to say thanks to the.
I don't skip this every time.
we would. I don't really know if we would have 100 episodes under our belt without.
If it weren't for good old MB Monster Bass, honestly, who's also sponsoring a giveaway today for $25 gift card,
like they do every single week. So we are appreciative. We want to show some love, but I will show you the decal again.
Boom.
And Jeff, why would I put this decal up another time?
Well, you know what, guys, this is a limited run of these decals and these shirts. They are ending. We're ending the sale for these. I don't know if I announced that well enough, but yeah, there's a fat stack of them right there. These are on sale until Sunday. That's it. then they're done. Then they're gone. We're not going to list them again. So if you guys want the shirt, that's a limited run, ends on Sunday. The link will be posted by Chaz right now because I already know he's looking for it. And then the decal link will be up there as well. So if you guys want to do the decal, you just fill out a Google form for us and hit us up on PayPal. We'll take care of you. If you don't do PayPal for whatever reason because you live under a rock, that's totally fine. Then just hit me up on IG and I'll get you a Venmo. Which is at Burly Fishing. So you guys can hit us up on there. And it's $6 for the decals. What is it? $25 for the shirts?
Yep.
Right, Paul? Yep.
Yep.
So there you go. If you want one, limited run. Hit them up, dude. Help us sell those out. That'd be fantastic. Also, the official DeBurly hype man, aka Ice Apocalypse 2022, just dropped a super chat for $5. No power, 2 Jennies running, enough dad pops and food for days, 3 grills, lights, enough to land a 777, and I'm still here. Nothing can stop the hype man, dude. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Appreciate having you around.
Raise your hand on the show right now if you have a generator. I'm honestly
a failure.
I feel so under dad right now. Don't you?
Wow.
I'm embarrassed.
Should
I
get
really
one?
feel like that's
My granddaughter's here. I definitely got to have generators on standby. I can't take any chances.
Got
That's
baby
how I-
on board. I got
that's
you.
how that's how I feel right now. I
Yep.
feel under dad. Underdadded.
Underdadded. I've been outdadded. I will not be outdadded.
I will not
again.
be out. I've been outdadded. I will not be outdadded.
Can that be a new
again.
TikTok trend? Like right
It
now,
really
please.
should be. That's a pretty
Hey,
good
Paul,
idea,
you're on it.
actually.
Thanks.
Gosh dang it.
Gosh.
I've been
Let me
outdated.
put it on my list over here. All right, you guys. In other news, real quick, we do have a new T-shirt idea that we're working on. Past Ned Rig Nerds. It came up on a members only live, I think it was, and then we just ran with it for a little while. It's I live my life a quarter ounce at a time, and it's like a Ned
Vin
Rig.
Diesel.
It's a Vin Diesel. It's like the Ned Rig up on 2 wheels, just
Should I
like
show them the
flying
drawing?
across the
Should I
shirt.
show them the drawing
You-
so that they
you
can see
good?
the weaknesses in my
They-
design?
They could
You
tell us
want
how
it?
much
About to get
it looks like
demonetized.
something else.
So is the next one going to be Ned Rig is everything?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I
Alright,
got to
here's-
follow
Why
the
not?
Vin Diesel thing, right?
Here's what I've
Look at that. Look.
Oh my goodness.
maybe you can see the errors that have been made so far.
The only problem I
Reminds me
see.
of a trench hog
I don't
without the appendages.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile mixed with a trench hog.
It
I
really
was
does,
like-
though.
I was like, appendage is the right terminology.
Appendage
for
is the word
this.
you're looking for.
Appendage is
Gramps.
definitely the word that you're looking
Gramps
for.
ruined me on that. I used to like that lure. Then I went through and looked at everything I had that was a trench hog, and I threw it away because of Gramps.
You can never
Wow.
unsee it.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Rob Harrison, and I think Paul called it out too. It is a quote by Finn Diesel, you guys. Finn Diesel. Thank you.
Finn
Thank
Diesel.
you. That's
So I'm
thanks
gonna
to
work on the
chat.
artwork.
I think
I'm
it was
gonna work on the
G-Fon. It was G-Fon Kim.
It
right?
was. Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
yeah,
have
we
to steal
appreciate
that
you
for a
guys.
shirt. Fishing family is everything.
I like that a lot. Oh, you need, and then just have like the
I've
just the
got
folded
family.
arms. Oh my god! I love
Everybody
that.
was cracking up at the Aquaview video we just did, where like the school of bluegill, and like you would yoink one out.
Yeah.
It's like, where'd Fred go? Oh no!
Yeah, but like none of the fish did a single
the
thing.
fish
They'd
are
go,
just
"Whoop,"
like,
and then be like,
no, they don't even look. They're just like,
that was it. Like no reaction. I will say,
I got family. Yoink.
no, you don't. I will say that was we did not leverage that enough last year, the Aquaview, and watching those fish, like the big perch that came in, they just appeared and they were eating it, and they bullied other ones out of the way to go eat, and then like
the perch on the video we just posted pushed a bass out of the way.
yeah, he was like, bruh, and then it was like,
get
bam.
bent, nerd.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was. It was cool.
Yeah. It's a
Um,
blast. Yeah, you didn't get on that too much. I think I did it like 4 or 5 trips last year. So I got like the firsthand use of it last year, which was a blast. And no, Paul got to use that in the yo-yo.
Hey yo yo yo.
Hey yo yo
that
yo. Where
cheapo-
them
You know
fish
what?
at, bro?
Honestly, I want to try it with the tripod because other
Mhm.
than that, slightly super annoying problem of like trying to maintain like the direction of the camera, 10
Yep.
feet underwater.
The cord was super annoying. For
But
sure.
it worked well. It seemed to work really well.
Yeah.
And I am
For
interested to see the foot.
$150 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see the footage because I did catch a pike with a jig, and I want to see it really bad. And I caught out of the corner of my eye the catch of the pike, and I watched him like wiggle up, and
Yep.
now I'm like super interested to actually see that catch on camera because
Yeah.
it was really cool.
For sure. I did hear from that video real quick, and I'll hit this super chat.
Yeah.
People were commenting multiple times that Debo has something in between that. Do you have a underwater camera that you're using, Debo?
That's between
I have a Markham, yeah.
$1,000 and
I have the Markham HD.
How much is
It's
that?
like 400.
Oh
maybe.
yeah, that's so much.
It's
more
awesome.
fun.
I wanted to compare it to an Aquaview, but no such luck getting my hands on any. So,
Ooh,
You
I might have
know a
hookup for
guy.
you.
we
do.
know a guy.
We know a guy. We
Definitely
got
know a
hooked
guy.
up on ours.
It's
Way
a
to
game
go ahead and
changer
just
because
totally undermine our video. We make some BS video and hey, you know a guy? Because I'll just ruin that video.
no, that's not how I meant that.
I'm joking.
We know.
Because I caught some really good fish, like you guys were saying, that like you can keep it away from like the smaller ones and
Yeah.
target the bigger fish, and
That's
the
cool.
number of bites that you miss that you literally cannot. I don't care how sensitive your rod is, they'll literally just come up and be like, and then they'll
Yep.
spit it out. So like when you see it on the camera, you can watch them go and then go yoink
Yep,
before
in
they
real
spit it
time.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
100%.
it's plus it's fun. Like I would just much rather watch them on a camera than on the Vex. I mean the Vex is great and all, but dude, the camera is
red
so much
line,
fun.
actual fish coming in.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
only thing the Vex is good for is like seeing fish above and below your camera, depending on how deep you're fishing. Like crappie will often come in like shallower.
Yes. All
where
Or
you're
you're like
at.
coming in.
No, they
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
up all the time out of nowhere, and a bass will show up like 6 feet above you, and you could race up to it. And
Yep.
I will say though, the Vexilar, selecting productivity, like selecting a hole for productivity right off the bat.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
roll up to
100%.
a spot and be like, you can give it
Oh,
5
yeah,
minutes
it's
and know whether or
unmatched.
not you have.
Unmatched.
There's nothing else. It's like instantaneous. You
My
plop it in,
first
flip
fish
it on.
never comes on the camera ever.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And because I do think it startles the shit out of them, and then you got to let it sit for a hot minute. And even if you could look around quickly and it didn't scare them, it's still going to take a minute just to get the freaking thing set up. And that Vexilar, my Vexilar, Jeff, I mean, what? I leave mine on. I don't even turn it off.
Yeah, we
When we're
leave it on
switching
all day,
spots or
running the
walking.
sled.
I could run it for 2 days, 3 days
Yeah.
straight, and feel like I don't really need to charge it for the next trip either. They're amazing. But yeah, once you get it set up and you're on a productive spot, there's nothing like the Aquaview. It's
Time
unmatched.
goes by so quick. If you're sitting in a warm hut, dude, it's like video game fishing. I just
It
want to
is,
sleep
man.
in there.
No,
I'm
yeah.
watching Debo's video, and I'm like, how does he know that's a fish? And then because I don't ice fish, I mean, I don't know what you're looking at, but then I see where he's talking about where his bait is, and then there's a fish, and I was like, oh, okay. I just see a bunch of little flashy, but it's really kind of cool.
Yep.
And it makes it look super simple once you kind of understand what you're seeing.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
tell
super
anybody.
simple.
Don't tell anybody because
super
Don't
easy.
tell the secret.
I like sounding, or at least people think that I sound smart, and I like to keep it that way. So please don't tell anybody.
Don't worry, nobody thinks that.
My
Paul.
last shred of self-respect is a nice fish.
Dignity gone.
We
All right,
missed
let's
we
hit
missed
these-
the super chat.
Let's hit these super chats. So we got Jesse Hoach with $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Says, how has your fishing style changed in these 100 episodes? Congrats, guys. That is a fantastic question because
Very good
100
question.
episodes is actually 2 years. So we started this podcast 2 years ago in February, ice fishing on a trip, Houghton Lake, Michigan. And it's funny, a year or 2 years later, we happened to be on a trip where we walked more than we did on Houghton Lake, which is hard to do. We were the only dudes out. We hit Higgins Lake, we hit Houghton Lake that first episode, and we walked miles. And then
Easy.
this past weekend, we went through an endeavor trying to get to Canada.
6 miles in 2 days minimum.
6 miles,
sleds.
2 days minimum. Yeah, 100%. So it was like day one, we were waiting for you got to get a PCR test to cross the border. So you go to like a Rite Aid or a hospital. So I go to a Rite Aid. They have a 2 to 5 day turnaround. And this one took 4 days. So I'm like waiting on PCR, waiting. And you have to do it within like a 6 day period, right, Paul? Or like 72
you have to
hours.
have your result You have to have your result within 72
You have a
hours.
2 to 5 day return on the test, but you have to have it within 72 hours of crossing
You get
the border.
you get 1 day of forgiveness is the bottom line to cross the border to Canada.
So I had to get it like Wednesday night. So I got it Wednesday night, and I'm waiting, and I'm like, screw it, I'm going to Paul's because it was that morning or that afternoon. Was it afternoon? Morning Friday, right? Morning Friday. I head over to Paul's. I'm like, all right, whatever, we're doing this thing. So I head over, and I'm like, I don't have my stuff. I don't have my thing. I gotta wait.
Well, we were in the truck. We're in the truck. I was supposed to hit the border around 9 a.m.
He's like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, hey, guess what?
And I was like, you got all your, crap? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you got your results? And he's like, no. And I'm like,
No.
well, that's involved in the crap that I was asking about. And so
was that in the important pile or the unimportant pile?
Well, actually, it was like it was like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or something. It was 8 a.m. when we left. So we're like, well, we'll just go and we'll just fish the U.S. side if we can't cross. And the Rite Aid opens at 9. We'll call them and we'll try and get the test results, like, because they should be there. Because we thought it was 48 hours. We didn't realize it was a 2 to 5 day window. So we get down there. I'm literally like 3 miles, not even from the bridge. And I pull over, we're grabbing a coffee, and we call the Rite Aid. They're like, we don't have your results. We don't deal with your results. A third party, lab does that.
And we won't give you the number.
Yeah, they won't give you the number. So we wait, we call them back, we wait, we call them back. We get the number of the lab. They give it to us. We call the lab. The lab's like, we just got your sample this morning. But go into our portal, the lab portal, sign your name in, blah, blah, blah. So we do that thinking, well, this is worthless. And then we go out and we ice fish the U.S. side. We walk 3-4 miles, 0 fish, marked maybe 4 fish the whole time. Not fun. Sunny.
Heavy cracking ice.
Yeah, not great ice. Not fun. We're out there. Jeff checks his email. He actually gets the results 3 hours later. So it was unbelievable. And that was like a day and a half, 2 days before he even got the results from Rite Aid. So unbelievable. We made it across.
They were like, let's go. So yeah, then we went to the Canada side and we walked a crap ton. And luckily, like, your buddy over there has a 4-wheeler. So we rode on his shanty sled. we put our buckets on a not strapped down. Don't try this at home, kids. On a shanty sled, and he took us out on his ATV on the ice. We're like, let's go.
We're alive.
Hey, we're here now, okay?
I was watching the back. I was
99
looking at
done.
My face was like 2 feet from his hitch, and I'm just watching it. Like, if he hits anything, I will not be stopping, and my face is absolutely gonna have whatever his Ontario license plate.
It'd be fine. It'd be like 99 episodes with Paul.
Fine, says Jeff, who's a foot behind me with a body in between.
Post episode 99. It's just me. It's better.
All right. Well, yep, for sure. So we got new teas coming out soon. The Nedrick Nerds tea is up for sale now until Monday. So go buy yours and tell your friends, because we've got a lot of people ask. And if they're not checking Instagram, they only got a week. So go check out that shirt. A ton of people have asked. And I do have a Q&A. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, we got Tom Allred, not Alfred, with a super chat for $2. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. It says 100.
And we never did
we're at 101 viewers already?
Doing a giveaway. Right. Phenomenal. So wait, how? All
right.
We never answer the question.
Getting close to being over.
We never answer the question. and I want everyone to answer the question. So how has your fishing style changed? I'm going to say this in the last 2 years. I will go first, and I already know the biggest thing. So while everyone else is thinking, because they didn't think they were going to have to answer this one, I will say for me, and we actually just talked about a second ago, but discovering whether or not a spot is going to be productive and then leaving that spot relatively fast is probably the thing that has caught me more fish or avoided me not catching fish more than almost anything else. It used to be like my downfall. I would fish the first spot I got for like 2 hours, catch one fish, and then spend 15 minutes in my second, third, and fourth spot, if I even had one. And so I know that's one of the things, like one of the bad habits that I like ditched a while ago. And it's a hard one to break, I'll be honest, because you get so excited. You see something that looks juicy and you fish it way too long. That's just I'm gonna give that out as from 2 years till now. That's probably one of the biggest things that I no longer do as much.
100%. Debo, what about you? Last 2 years, what have you improved?
The last 2 years, I would say, God, that's hard. Like, I'm trying to think.
Right?
I don't even know. I would say hitting more places and different places. Like we strive to make sure we're not hitting the same thing over and over. So trying new spots, hitting different spots.
What's wrong,
What's
Josh?
that?
We got you. We got you.
Are we alive? Are we still live?
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we
Okay,
are.
cool.
We're
Continue, Debo.
Oh, are we still live? Oh, okay. I was just making random faces. Anyway, yeah, nothing important. Just fishing places and different things. And I don't hug Randy anymore because he's always looking suspicious the last 2 years. So I just,
He's always looking suspicious.
you know.
I love it. Chaz, what do you have as your camera right now on YouTube? Because I just hopped over.
No, I have to look.
Solid. I just wanted to take a peek because you were looking all weird on your camera. You were like, and I was like, Chaz is on camera right now. Like, what's he doing? So I didn't say it at the beginning of the show, but Chaz is here. Look at you guys can see him. Look at that.
I like to
forgot
put
we were
himself in
doing
the
this.
middle too.
I love it. You know, it's fine though. It's the perfect spot for you. Like that's what you do. You conduct the show. Gramps, what about you? Last 2 years.
So it's the making a switch in the kayak, going from paddle to pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Has been huge for me fitness wise. As much as I love to try to paddle around a kayak, and mind you folks, I do have a boat. I spend more time in the kayak, if that says anything, but that's how much I love kayak fishing.
Yeah.
But switching over to a pedal kayak, for me, it's good fitness for one, but I actually you have a lot more control in the old town that I have. It's one that's got the rotary pedals versus like the Hobies that have the fins that do the things. So, I mean, I pedal forward, I go forward. I pedal backwards, I go backwards. And being able to position myself so when I get a bite to immediately be able to backpedal and pull the fish out of that cover has been a game changer. Also good for rivers, things like that too. But having the ability to get away from the banks, to be able to cover more water, it's opened up a whole new, even from kayak fishing, because you go back to the beginning of my channel 10 years ago, before I even started doing like fishing content. I just had videos of me and my sons when they were younger, before they joined their army, fishing in kayaks. And that's just kind of what we did, the little Walmart specials and all that. But as I kind of got back the last couple of years and they got that pedal, over the last 2 years, it's completely changed the way I fish for fun, for tournaments, and the whole nine of it. But being able to really get around and cover more water, and then being able to have really good control of the kayak has been a game changer for me. So
fighting wind with a paddle drive is a winning battle, which is a new thing if you're a kayak angler.
Especially even the 360 is like, so like you get pedal and you're like, hey, this is better. You get the 360, the Hobie Pro Angler, you're just like, wind's a joke.
It's silly. Jeff,
whatever I want.
Exactly. I am in control. All right. So real quick before I answer, we got Greg Whitaker with the super chat for $5. Thank you so much, my friend. And he says, yo, Debo, Paul, Chaz, Gramps. And Paul again. Debo Paul, Chaz, Gramps, Paul _J_glass. Who's Debo Paul? I don't know. Paul's on there twice.
A bearded version of me.
And then
that's
Burly.
Impossible.
All right, so he says a bearded version of me. Please watch the video I sent you on Messenger of what happened. Okay, I'll check it out later, but I saw your comment further down. That's what happens when you have too many baits on a bait wall. So I'm expecting to see a pegboard just like catastrophic failure. Yeah, I can't wait. I love it. I'll check it out later. So for me, what's changed the most last 2 years, I would say like every year I feel like I gain a lot of knowledge year over year. And then like with the state of what we deal with most of the time with winters in Michigan is, some sort of like learning through osmosis over winter. And I always feel like really good when I get out in spring. I'm like, yeah, casting better, feeling better. That's all good. But I would say like in the last 2 years, the biggest thing that's changed for me is a little applying that knowledge to what I'm doing rather than just straight up kitchen sinking with no methodology whatsoever, which is like my typical go-to. It's like, this didn't work, and I throw it in the back of the boat. Next. I just keep throwing like lure after lure. I'm like, why are they biting this thing? But this year I took a little more time with it. Like Paul was saying, use sonar a little better, try to like pick my spots a little better. So I feel like I definitely had better efficacy when I was out there versus maybe what I've had in the past where I just like, that's water, fish.
It's
And
wet.
then
Where's the fish?
it's wet, throw lure, no fish. Why no fish? Right. And now I feel like I'm just getting a better hang of it, like applying that knowledge and wasting like far less time, like feeling way more confident, wasting far less time, having a better time on the water. Even if it's not like a banger of the day, like I know I'm going to get something. And like we'll go out, like Paul and I will go out. He might have like a blessed day and just crush it. And like I feel like, oh, failure. And I'm like 7 fish in and like they're decent fish. I'm like, no, this is the worst. You caught 15, I caught 7. Ooh. But it's like, I'm not getting skunked as often because I feel like I'm applying that knowledge more. You know what I mean?
Now
And there's
take
still
that and
obviously
run
tough
it.
days.
Take that and run it a year forward. Now, this is going to be kind of odd question to say. What is it? What big thing do you have planned for this year? Because I know a lot of us like to kind of sit on stuff because I know it's content. Now, I already know what
Mhm.
mine is. And
I'll
I'll
tell you.
divulge
I
it.
don't care at all. I'm happy to.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah,
what's
I
the
don't care.
one? What's the big thing? What's the thing you want to do most or try? Or between now and next year, if we ask this question today,
Mhm.
what will your answer be? What was your game changer of the year? But let's try to predict in the future what it would be.
I
We
know
did a
ours,
little.
Paul.
We did a little bit of that. One thing will be technology. So
Yep.
um, we've been sort of saving our pop bottles here a little bit in the background and wanting to make a big jump into upgrading sonars on the kayak. So
Huge jump.
which a huge like a light year jump, and really
Yeah, it ain't a little jump. It is a big jump.
and it's not like
Mhm.
braggadocious, but it's an intentional thing that I'm trying to do. Like I
No,
definitely
for real.
I'm ready to skip forward, and I'm probably skipping 2 steps ahead of where, my skill set is probably would take me, but I'm kind of doing that
Mhm.
intentionally. Like, I'm okay with it. And I want to put a
Okay.
lot of time and I want to put a lot of time into learning how to use it, and I do want to make some content around that, right? So
Mhm.
learning process, but also some of the final results of like is it really worth going out and spending maybe 4 grand on a setup out of a kayak, right? Or is it really
Yes.
worth? Is forward facing sonar really going to make you the best fisherman that you could possibly be, or is it just a helpful tool? Because there's a huge difference between
Yeah.
getting chirp, side imaging and getting a 10-inch, Garmin with a live scope. Those are
Mhm.
totally different things, right? And putting them on the kayak, is it really worth it, right? Does it really make sense? Those are questions that like not I don't think everyone necessarily has to ask themselves because I don't think everyone's ready to go do that. But I'm interested and I can do it and it's content that I want to make and it's something that I want to dive into. So that's one thing. The other thing is I really want to be super intentional about trying some stuff
Mhm.
that I've not approached at all. I've noticed that like last year there's 3 or 4 techniques that I just approached out of because of what we do. You end up trying things you haven't tried before,
Yep.
and I've noticed that there's like maybe 5 or 6 categories of like ways to fish that I just never touch. Just haven't gotten around to it.
Truth.
Don't think it's gonna work. I have no faith in it, so I never fish that way. I'm actually gonna like force myself into that box and like do what I did when I started fishing, which was like, what's a wacky rig? I don't know what that is. Sure, I saw that on a video. I'll try it, and then you catch like 38 fish, and it's your favorite way to fish that
Yep.
year. I want to have that aha moment like 3 or 4 more times next year. It was like one of my favorite things. It happened twice this year with shaky head. I think like I'm good at shaky head fishing now. Like it's totally different than what I thought it was.
Yep.
But then I will also say like ultralight fishing it came out of nowhere and
For
it's
sure.
now like it is my favorite way to fish. I bought like 4 rigs to fish that way. I want to have that moment like 4 more times. So
Yep.
we've got some content we're gonna make around that where it's like what's something you never do, make it your thing next, or at least prove to yourself that you really do hate it. I'm down. I'm really excited to do a couple of those things. So
Love it. All right, Gramps, what's yours?
Well, oddly enough, there's a box from the bass tank sitting on there on the back of the boat. And the funny thing is, you're even taking it bolder than that I would. I fish kayak tournaments, and I fish against guys with forward-facing sonar in the tournaments. But I'm not putting it on the kayak. I'm going to put it in the boat because I bought the boat, and I want to force myself to spend more time in the boat. And for me too, I've got my 3 sons that are out of the Army now. Oddly enough, one just moved down to Florida this last weekend with my daughter. So he's trolling me with all the water around where he's at, around Port Charlotte in Florida.
Oh, wow.
But we'll get to that. We'll go visit that young man here. So we got content coming from there.
Nice.
But I'm the same way. I wanted to know, and I wanted to expand more than just bass fishing because that's my love. But I've got cousins who crappie fish and have had panoptics for a while. So I as I cry a lot in the last year where I'm spending so much time working all the time getting ready for inspections. So I got a little bonus, and Bass Tank had a thing, and I did a thing. So
Nice.
I got to figure out how I want to mount it and stuff like that because I don't have a traditional like bass boat. Mine's like the fishing machine. So I want to do a lot more content in that this year as well. But like Paul said, spend more time understanding that forward facing and, try to get out into spots where you maybe can find some fish around here that maybe haven't been bothered, just looking at it a little bit differently. But yeah. I'm kind of, it's funny that I say all that after the conversation we had about fishing rods just before the show.
I know, right?
Dude,
it totally makes sense though. At least in my broken brain, it totally makes sense.
In my broken brain.
I look about it all being about like a budget fisherman. And so if there's going to be a budget side to forward facing, that's kind of the approach I'm taking. It's going to be a lot of, homemade mounting stuff and fabricated and stuff like that. But I'm going to try to do the working man's version as well. So that'll be kind of my big leap for the year as well.
Please do a video on crappie fishing because I've seen a couple videos of ice fishermen using forward facing.
Oh yeah.
What an absolute cheat code. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, and it just clicked for ice fishing more than it has on some other videos that I've watched for folks that do it with like on a bass boat. It just clicked. And I remember being like, if I could do that, I'd be hard pressed to leave a lake without catching all the fish in it.
Yep.
Like that's what if I had that information by drilling one hole, just so everybody knows like what would happen in ice fishing, instead of drilling 85 holes to check a 100-yard area, which is not an exaggeration. Like if you're really like, I got to catch like every fish that's here. Like that's my goal. You can drill one hole and you can see all of the fish where they are.
Yeah.
One hole within like 100 yards. The depth.
I need to go over there and drill a hole.
The depth, what they look like, what they're eating. You can even see if there's muskie or pike nearby. You can tell if they're bass or crappie. One hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
My brain's leaking out of my ears when I saw someone do this, and when they
100.
talked about how they're using it, I was just my mind melted. So yeah.
All right. Cool. We do have a super chat to get to, but I'm going to hit it here after Debo. So Debo, what's your plans this year?
Well, I wasn't going to share it on here. I was going to wait till one of my videos, but I ordered a brand new 2022 Skeeter 21-foot, fully loaded. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't know how to even use that.
That was the most out of character thing that I've ever heard, and I literally almost like threw up. I didn't know what to do.
I wouldn't even know how to use any of that crap.
I think there's a key. You stick it in and.
Oh, I would know how to turn out.
Then you go
maybe 360 and all that stuff. Maybe. No, zero clue how to use any of that. No, for 2022 is just to keep doing videos and probably actually go back to what boosted me the most, which was doing like a lot of on the water how to.
Yeah.
So I really got a lot of away from a lot of all that, just fishing and getting back to some of that stuff and doing gear reviews, which is honestly my favorite like if I could have a channel where I just like took apart stuff and showed people new gear and tested stuff, that's honestly what I would turn my channel into.
Do you not
That's
have that?
no.
I feel like, well,
Over the
originally
past
it was like
year-
a channel.
Over the past year, if you look at like how many actual reviews and stuff I did, dude, I'm so lacking on them. And it's just like I come down here to shoot one. My SLX DC baitcaster is a perfect example. I've shot that video 3 times and I've edited it. I'm like, this is complete SHIT, and then I delete it and then I do it again. It never gets done. I still haven't done
my god!
an SLX DC video in over a year and a half, probably.
Can I be honest?
So-
Can I be honest? And we're gonna talk about this a little bit later too, so maybe not anymore. But the amount of hours that I have to donate to this versus the amount of
That
times
many.
that I could like do that and sleep at night, I don't know how I could do it. I've made so many videos that I've hated. I actually hate 80% of the videos that I edit, and
Me too.
whether or not it's me or Jeff.
That you edit.
Yeah, for sure. And so I'll edit that video, and I literally go to bed being like, had to get something out, do my best, go to sleep.
You say it to me all the time.
And then I go to
dude.
bed. I mean, I used to refilm videos. I used to refilm all the time. If I'd be halfway through editing, I'd be like, and I stopped doing it. I would love to, but maybe that, I don't know if that's a good or a bad habit. Maybe it's both. But
Dude, I'm on the other end of that blade because like I will do that and like I'll have a video ready and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put it out there and I'm like, screw it. And I've got to the point now where I don't care, and it's just like I've got 3 videos out in a month. You know, I'm just like, I don't want them to suck. And on the other end, it's like I want to do this instead, or I want to do, and then family stuff, and it's just like, listen, I'm just trying not to be dead right now, actual dead, like literally not passing away, and just be here.
DED.
So yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, I'll let y'all know when that new Skeeter comes in. Should be great.
Please do.
Now, Debo, you did say in a live stream or something one time that you had thought about doing like maybe like a project boat or something. I bet you would blow
That would be
up.
fun. Dad and I
think you
talked
would
about it.
blow up
The one we were
because
looking at
so
sold.
many people.
Move
The
to
So
boat we were
Michigan.
looking at
You're-
sold.
do
Otherwise,
you have
we
any?
would've.
I have a whole workshop, just a garage
I
workshop.
would like to get like a 19-foot like Coast Guard front end John boat and just redo it. That is my dream boat. As stupid as that
to
sounds,
me,
that's it.
that
That's my
would
dream
be
boat.
for the bank angler that you are. The transition to kind of being on the water a little more than your aluminum, kayak. To me, that would be. I mean, I think you would be like a tin boat. You would.
Oh, yeah.
You would get
That's
a
my
lot of
favorite.
traction with that. I think if people would enjoy that build series and then the videos that you put out with it, because then you can mix it up on the water, off the water. But I
Yeah.
think you would. I think you would be successful more doing that than buying a boat or
I
even
would
getting
never
a
buy a
kayak.
boat like that.
You
I
did
think
like
you need to
John
build an
Burly
airboat.
Yeah.
Well, see, the only other thing that's kept me from doing it is I only have a two stall garage, so it's like then I would have to park
Yeah.
outside during the winter, and it's just like, dude, I
I've
don't
already
wanna deal
mentally
with that,
passed.
and-
I've already mentally passed on that. That's an issue that I've
So-
mentally gotten
Oh,
over
for
already.
sure.
I got
2020
storage down the road.
Silverado is sitting out in the ice, and my boat and kayak
Nope.
and motorcycle are in the
No,
garage.
ain't gonna happen. I drove an HHR for 14 years. 14 years. I finally got an F-150.
My fiance
And it was a used
drives
like
an
4 or 5
HHR.
years used F-150. And dude, that thing is like gold to me. 2017 F-150, and that thing is, yeah. I drove an HHR on 07 HHR for 13
hang on,
years.
guys. Next T-shirt. I drove an HHR for 14
Dude,
years.
people used to make fun.
That's it. That's all it says.
You can't tell me nothing, right?
Debo. My
Dude, the thing was, it was awesome because whenever I went anywhere, I flew under the radar because people were like, oh, that poor 98-year-old man doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm like,
Poor 98.
Devo.
Yeah.
My
never
fiance
got
drives a
ticket in it. Never got pulled
HHR.
over.
How
For
could you get
yeah.
a ticket in it? That thing was so fast, right?
Yeah, I think top speed maybe 70.
Oh my god.
If you were speeding, they would be like, I didn't speed, let him go.
Is he
He's-
speeding?
He's on his
Oh,
last
God.
ride.
Amazing. You've done this.
Let me see if I have a picture of. I've got chat brought up here so I can watch chat. But let me.
Oh,
I'll come
my
back. I'll see
Obviously
if-
on his last ride. Jeez. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right. So I'll answer and then I'll go back to the super chat from a little while back. So Paul already mentioned like stuff that we're looking at for the next year. Obviously new technology, taking a different approach, trying to have that aha moment with a few different techniques like I did with Carolina rig and we both had with ultralight, etc. So that's definitely on the list. But I will also say, to Debo's point, having fun on the channel. Having fun on the channel is my key, crucial, ultimatum, must happen with every video. And Paul and I talked about this on 22 hours of driving to and fro from New York. So like our concepts, anything we come up with, I mean, I'll be honest, like it might not get banger views, but we're doing it because we're having fun. And I got a lot of comments on the Aquaview video actually, where it reminded me, like people were like, man, it looks like you guys are having a freaking blast out on the ice. And that's the point.
And that's what we do.
That's what we do. Every time we go out, that's what we're trying to do, man. I'm trying to take it less serious, trying to have a blast while I'm out there. I'm trying to catch fish. I'm trying to just get back into why I started doing this in the first place. So that is my purpose, my intent, my focus for 2022. Hands down, easy answer. All right, so let's jump back to Too Evil to Hope. Interesting name. $10 super chat though. Thank you so much. Look at this thing. HHR. Right there. Right there. Oh my gosh. And it's gray too. Oh my gosh.
Gray. Can you even see it if you're a cop? Are they?
So this was the funny thing. This day, Randy and I stopped at a place, and I threw one cast and landed a mondo on a frog. This little place right off the road. That's when I was actually skinny, like 190. And Randy literally
you weighed 190.
I used to, yeah, a couple years ago. I was fit. I had like a
shredded
4.5 pack.
So Randy got
now I'm 6'1", 235. I'm kind of a fatty now.
Blows my mind.
There it is. There's the old HHR.
That thing is sick.
So my lightest weight that
look how much tackle I can haul in that thing.
Agreed.
Dude, that was the thing. It was awesome because it wasn't a car. Yeah. I could still fit my rods in it, and I got like 30 mile per gallon. So
what's that cavernous Ford that they made that was like almost a minivan? What was that? The Flex. Remember the Flex?
Oh yeah.
If that car, first of all, I don't know why it had to get 7 miles to the gallon. I don't know why that happened. But if you ever look at the inside of one of those with the seats down because they all fold into the floor, it is like as much of a passenger van as you can get without being a passenger van. It is cavernous.
All right, so enough nonsense car talk. Let's hit the super chat. So Too Evil to Hope, again, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Is starting with a Helios SX. This is a Kuma reel on my TCS rods. A decent investment for beginner bass fishing tournaments. Does having the same brand reel make the most sense? So I'll say what I think. Like, does that make the most sense for beginner bass fishing tournaments? No. Does having the same brand reel and rod make sense? No, it doesn't matter that much. Rods, reels, they're kind of universal. They kind of go together. You can pick anything that you want. I think the Helios SX is a fantastic reel. I think the TCS rods are also fantastic. That's the Akuma tournament concept for those of you that don't have like Akuma setups. It's a pretty nice rod. They make better rods, but it's definitely like way up there as far as options. But you're talking about like a $300+ setup. So for beginner bass fishing tournaments, and it's funny, like, Fishing with Gramps and us, we were talking about this before the show. Like, do you really need the Ferrari, or could like you absolutely hammer it and get it
away
done
with an HHR?
With an HHR. I'll see myself out.
Definitely get the F-150 for sure.
Yeah. So no, there's tons of options out there, man. I would go watch, I don't know, channels like Debo's Fishing, like Fishing with Gramps, and like see what they say about certain rods and reels, because they work with some cool companies, or they just provide an unbiased opinion of things that they've tried out there way more than we do. We've done Paul, 2-3 rod and reel reviews and a whole bunch of heck ton of unboxings. I mean, again, like I said, the Helios SX is one of my favorite reels that I use. I really like it. My TCS rod that I have is the Jig and Worm rod. Not a fan, not my favorite, but Paul and I are picking up a few more for this season when we re-upped with Akuma. So we'll let you know how we think about the other ones. But yeah, if you already have the TCS, I would say it depends on the function or like what techniques you want to like be using, if you need a Helios SX or not. I would just say keep an open mind. What do you guys think?
I'm looking at this year. So I just did my reel review, which was pretty diverse. My rod review, my 5 favorite rods, no diversity whatsoever. it was all Dobbins, but
Yeah.
I knew that for last year because that was my first year of really dabbling with Dobbins rods. So I'd been big into St. Croix the year before, and obviously I've done a lot of like Lew's, checking out the various combos, things like that. But this coming year, I'm going to mix it up again. I keep in the Dobbins for my boat kind of stuff, but I was putting in. I sold a bunch of reels and did some other stuff, and was put in an order for a bunch of new rods, and it's going to be completely diverse this year. So in my kayak, at least, I'm going to have a Shimano. I'm going to be trying out some Victory rods from St. Croix.
Nice.
I've got a couple of the new Lew's Signature Series rods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got that Shimano Corrado rod that I bought at the end of last year. All
Nice.
sub $200 rods. And, I want to kind of cover the gamut so that if somebody's interested in going a little bit higher than, your Wally World or whatnot, but not overboard,
Right.
then I want to kind of cover a bunch of major brands and kind of spend the year fishing tournaments with those, and then come back in my year-end roundup and cover, how was the St. Croix? How was the new Lew's Signature Series? That didn't really care so much for the KVD Signature line because I thought they were a little heavy, but still nice, entry-level tournament rods. But, we're going to play in that sub 200 rod category this year for tournaments, and it's on the line, so it's not like I'm doing it with nothing to lose. If I'm going to fish a tournament, I say I fish them for fun, but once the tournament starts, you're in it to win it. You're not trying to,
Right.
So I'm going to keep mixing it up. So a combination of Lew's, Daiwa, Shimano reels, because that's what I know, but a little more diverse in the rods this year, just to kind of play in that space. And that's, for me, one of the blessings I have with my partner is I'm not like under one flag or brand like Striking and Lew's or Fishing. I could cross, all the waves because I have a lot of different brands to choose from. So it gives me some flexibility.
So are you,
100%.
just to help answer his question, are you going to be running the same brand of reel on all those rods?
That's the goal. I think the only one that'll be different is I'm going to keep, since the Dobbins Caden is a sub $200 rod, I'm going to put that KVD reel that I have on it, and that will be my crankbait rod, crankbait lipless, things like that. But
Nice.
Obviously St. Croix doesn't make reels, so there'll be somewhere I have to adjust. But yeah,
Right.
Lew's will have Lew's, Shimano will have Shimano. I'm actually going to have a Daiwa on a Daiwa Tatula rod, and I forgot about that one. So where they can match, yes, that's what the goal is.
And is that something you
Okay.
think is necessary, or is that just for your own mental peace of mind?
I'm matchy. I know a lot of people aren't. I gotta if I can pair it up, I will. And I know Debo likes the black. Look, you got his shirt, beard, and hat all match into his chair. So he likes.
He does look like Emperor Palpatine right now. Like if you flip the hood
Everything
up,
black.
it'd be...
Put your hood up.
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of the pro matchy. That's just me.
Hey, man, it's for looks. I got you. But all right. So real quick, I want to hit you guys with some, since we're talking about beginner bass fishing tournaments. Like, check this out. You could buy the reel or the rod, and you know what you can do? If you don't like it, sell it. Facebook Marketplace. Basically the black market right now, because there ain't a lot of stuff out there. So if people want stuff, they'll pay almost full price. Like you literally could buy these reels as long as you treat them nicely. You could say, I like it. I want to try something else. Sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Just get a different one. Totally a valid option. So check that out. Debo, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not matchy at all. I don't care. To me, it's about what fits the deal the best. I don't care if it's a Lew's reel on a Dobbins rod or here's the biggest that makes people cringe. Look, get this: a Shimano reel on a Daiwa rod. Oh my gosh, it's sacrilege. Yeah, I don't give a crap about that. To me, it's the best two things that fit the application the best. That's the cool thing about fishing, is there's no right way to do it. It's all on how you like it. And I would say when you're first starting, get a good budget reel that's not too cheap, because some of the cheap reels suck bad and you're going to have a hard time learning a bait caster. Yeah. So like the $100, if you can find like a Lew's LFS, I think it's the best to start out with. You've got magnetic brakes. You don't have to crack it open to adjust the brakes like on a SLX. As you get used to that, you can step up to more expensive rods. And then once you learn the rod and reel combination together, then you can get, even into the more expensive, I say more expensive rods, up to 100 when you're starting out. You don't need to go above that. And then, to that 200 and however much you want to go on your budget. But, as you go up in price, you'll start to notice weight difference. When you go from a $100 rod to a $200 rod, the weight difference is noticeable.
Oh, yeah.
Differences in, components and sensitivity. But I would just say, first look at your budget and then look at what matches your budget the best to put together the combo that you want and go from there.
Would you say favor cash wise? Like if you had $300, would you spend 175 or 200 on the reel for your first combo?
More on the reel or
100
more on the
or
rod?
125 on the rod?
I don't think you would need to go anywhere close to $300 for your first combo.
Let's say
$200 would be pushing
$200
it.
combo. Let's say it's $200 combo.
$100 reel for sure, and then you can easily get away. I would confidently fish like tournaments around here with $200 combos. Anybody that tells you different is lying.
I'm kind of just trying to say, like, if you were going to spend a little more somewhere, would you prioritize spending a little more cash and get something a little bit higher quality on the reel side rather than the rod side at that like sub 200 level? Because I would.
Reels more than rods.
I think you get a little more give on the reel than you do, or on the rod than you do on the reel. That's fine.
It just kind of depends. Yeah, it depends on what you're comfortable with. Like you compare a Luz LFS to a Corrado, they're two completely different braking systems. So for a beginner trying to learn those, they work different. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. They literally are braking systems that work completely different. So you kind of have to get what you're used to, and then once you get it, and once you get the hang of a baitcaster, you can go anywhere. But I would say once you get more comfortable, spending more money on the rod, because you can get more sensitivity and stuff depending on what it is. If it's like a Ned rig or a jig,
sure.
For those bottom contact things. But like this year, I ran the Revo or Abu Garcia Max X combo, which is like I got it at Academy for like $80, and it was one of my favorite topwater setups.
Nice.
The rod sucks. The rod is definitely a cheap rod, but it's really bendy and it's really flexible. Perfect for like topwater treble hooks. Not that comfortable. It's kind of heavy, but.
It seems like most of the combos you see, in any of your sporting goods stores, it's more of a moving bait, because to me they favor the reel over the rod.
Like the
Mock
Crush. Absolutely.
The Mock Crush, it's $140 reel on Lou's website, and the rod's maybe $99. You don't pay for but it's the same thing for the SLX combos. But when you're like Debo was saying, when you start getting a little more where you're fishing like bottom contact, that's where you want to slide and maybe have a little more into the rod, so you feel that bite on the bottom, especially in deeper water, things like that too.
I think that's also just an experience thing. It's like, at first you want to have a nice smooth reel. One, so you don't get super frustrated and be like, well, I guess I hate fishing now because my reel sucks so bad because I got it on Amazon or whatever. And then eventually you're like, well, I can handle most of these reels. I can dial them in. I can make them pretty smooth. I can spend $100 to $150 on that. And now you're turning towards like, well, let's focus on the fulcrum, the item that helps me land the fish the most and get that rod dialed in. So then, yeah, I totally agree on that. And I would say too, like a very important thing that I had to learn when I was first getting into fishing was like, you don't want to go to the necessarily super duper cheap route because you're going to be pissed. But you definitely don't have to go the super expensive route. So I was like, okay, what's like this median range? And it ended up being like the $100 reels. So it was like $75 to $100. So it'd be like $50. You could get like the new Black Max and you'd be like super happy. But you could also go like 75 to 100. There wasn't like a huge differentiation between like all the reels, but they were all super decent. Like you would get SLX and you'd be like, freaking, this is awesome. And you'd be pumped about it, but you didn't have to spend $250, but it's so much better than $30 on Amazon.
We started with like the Black Max combo from Walmart or the what is it, the Xfinity catches fish all year long. Now, is that going to last you for 5, 6, 7 years? Yep. Depends on how well you take care of it. But it's amazing for how much actual rod and reel you get for that small of a price if you learn to take care of your gear And, then some people want to move up and, you get more for more techniques and stuff like that. But we see it every year. Somebody can pick up a medium spinning rod combo and catch fish all year long while they're learning and have a good time doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing how much information you actually need to like make the right decision.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even joking. Like, if you're a spinning rod guy, like you can make the wrong decision in a heartbeat. If you're a bait casting guy, you can make the wrong decision in a heartbeat. I've done it so many times where I bought something that I was like, this will be perfect. Fished it for 2 weeks and I was like, what?
I hate it so much.
Hell was I thinking? Like, how did I not know that this is way too stiff? Or how did I not know this is way too long or too short? Or how did I not know that I wanted a 6-1, not a 7 or an 8-1? And like so many times, like I had to make so many mistakes, and just learning the verbiage on the freaking rods, like when you're in the store, like,
yep,
Okuma TCS L 6518466569, and you're like, what in the heck?
What my favorite thing to do is though?
That's the left side retrieve. And like, why do they do that? I don't know. It's like you have to have so much information, or you really should have so much more information. And like, we didn't have there wasn't like a ton of YouTube like there is now. I mean, you could Google a video and
you could find anything on any setup.
You'd have to beat the results off with a stick to find, you'd have trouble not picking a good one. And back then it was like, no. You have to go spend $100, make that mistake, and you come back and tell me what happened. Like, it's amazing.
No, but now you can just flip it on Facebook Marketplace again, so it's not even a mistake.
Now you can go on
like,
a live and you can ask Debo who's made the mistake,
you
or
just
me
be like,
who's made the mistake, and you can just like ask them like, I want a top water rod. What should I get? And I'm like, oh, buy that one. No, buy this one specifically. And
that's the tough part. Is so much of it depends on the person too. Like,
oh yeah,
I'll go down like you guys were saying. So much of it's going to come to actually you getting some of it, like some of these combos in hand. Because I'll go down the list with people. What's your budget? What are you using it for? What do you primarily fish? And I'm like, this is what I would go with. And they're like, oh, I actually went ahead and bought this. I'm like, why'd you even ask me?
You're welcome.
And then they come back 2 months later and be like, okay, so I bought this and didn't like X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay, maybe you try this, and this.
Previous conversation.
Yeah. Then they're like, oh, okay, actually I like this part of it, but didn't like this part. It's okay. Yeah. I might have a reel that I'm like, dude, this is the best reel. And I was like, not so much. I don't like it, So that's the tough part about fishing. There's a lot of it's just.
Yeah, there's a lot of opinion involved and a feel for it.
I gotta go pee. I'll be back.
Do it. But I will say, like, one of my favorite things to do that makes you look like you know what you're doing in Bass Pro Shops. You guys ready for this pro tip? Just take a rod and then just do this with it. And then press it down to the ground.
No,
and be like, oh, okay. And do this. And be like, yeah. Take a reel and just do this thing. Oh man, nice. Like, you're gonna look so smart at a Bass Pro Shop. I'm just telling you guys. But it tells you absolutely nothing about that rod or reel. That's what I learned right off the bat.
I still don't get the whole pressing the rod to the floor thing. If you watch like Andy Montgomery and several other pros, they'll grab the tip of the rod.
Mm-hmm.
They'll grab it about 2 eyes down, and then they'll start running their finger this way, and then you see the action at the tip. Because what are you getting when you push it on the floor? You don't see it. So what Andy was saying when he was doing this, you want to compare two different rods, and you want to see what their actions are. You hold them both by their tips, and then you take your finger about a foot or 2 foot down, and then you start working your finger back and let that bend happen. So as the tips are under your fingers here, and you're running your finger this way, you can actually see the different action on the rods. And you can do that with the two rods that are the exact same brand, same make and model, and they might have a little action on it. It's just a matter of how it was splined when they put the guides on. Did they get them straight or not? So that's one way you can kind of test to see if the actual natural bend of the rod is where those guides are. And that'll help you choose if you're buying a rod in store versus ordering online or something. Another tip, if you're buying in store, you plan on buying one, take a Q-tip with you and run it through all of the guides before you buy it. If you don't get any strands come off of that Q-tip, your guides are good. Smooth. If you pull some strands off, there's a nick in that guide somewhere happening shipping, and that way it before you get home and find out and have to do a return. So that's some of the advantages you get from going into the shop as well.
Yeah, I like it. It's just so interesting to like. I like to people watch at the rod and reel section of the Bass Pro. Telling you guys, if you want to have some fun, like just go do that. Be
Just
like,
put up a
that guy knows
camera
what
and
he's
go
talking
live.
about. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It's a freaking blast. Oh, yo, and then we got Dominic McDonald, member for 5 months on the Snorlax crew. Happy 100th, finally out of the car so I could chat. Yes. Welcome, my friend. I love it. Thank you so much. All right.
So we're an
Was this
hour
show
in.
me this whole
We're an
time?
hour in. Yeah, we've
P.S.
not
P.S.
even.
We broke 100 viewers and we've been steadily there this entire time. I've been checking on YouTube. So just so you guys know, it's my turn, right, Paul? Turn?
Yeah, I just sent mine. I
You
just
did.
sent mine from last week, so it went out today. It's in the mail. It's coming your way next couple days.
So I'll tell you what, I'm completely out of Monster Bass bags. So what you're gonna get is a Monster Bass box because I got one somewhere over there. I'm gonna find. Oh, it's on the floor. On the floor right there. I'm gonna fill that box with some baits here in a second before we do the draw. But we are gonna do a $25 Monster Bass gift card to monsterbass.com. Good for everything but the subscription. But I'm also gonna pack up a box. I've got some new Z-Man stuff that just came in, and then I've also got like some rabid baits and a whole bunch of other stuff in my giveaway box. So I'll throw some baits into this box, you guys, and we'll get you taken care of. So one grand prize winner so far will be getting that and the $25 gift card
And a decal.
because, oh yeah, oh wait, I have some. They're over there. I got one. I'll show you. I got them. Don't worry. We're gonna get you a decal too. There you go. Awesome.
All right, so I do have a couple questions. I know we
Wait,
have
was this
even,
not show me this whole time?
It actually was
We're-
pretty darn close. It's amazing how close
We were just
got.
being an Essen. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we are B and Essen, and we got pretty close. So actually, one of the questions we almost hit it. What is of the video creation process that you go through when you make a video? What is your favorite part about the process? Whether it's planning it, filming it, if it's just a fishing video, going fishing, editing, posting, making the thumbnail. I don't know, writing your subtitles. I don't know. What is your favorite part about the whole process? If you even have one. Checking the comments a week later.
None of it. Responding
Actually
to
doing
trolls.
the thing. Doing the thing. All the rest of it is work.
Fishing
That's
while
fair.
this is the red light is on, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe
Let me
double
miss
check.
another fish because I'm changing a battery or dropping a
Oh,
GoPro in the water that I'm never going to see again. There's just so much that I dare say we make it look easy.
Yeah.
Oh, we
But it's
don't.
not.
We don't.
I make it look very complex and
we make it look
frustrating.
extremely difficult.
Very manually intensive.
It's partially an effort to make sure we don't have a lot of competition. It's also partially just reality. We suck at stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Love Chaz.
Wizard of Chaz in action. All right.
Yeah.
So Graham's answer is actually fishing.
Fishing.
Love it.
Good
That makes
answer.
sense.
Yeah. Just doing the thing.
I mean that's where we're at, man. That's what I'm saying for 2022. Like my favorite part is actually fishing. My favorite part is fishing with the camera on because one, like I'm having a blast fishing, right? If I get to hang out with Paul and we get to go fish, like it's a blast. We make it fun. And then if the red light is on, the other cool part, the side benefit is we get to watch B-roll of us looking like idiots. And I send Paul.
That's my answer. We do it constantly. No, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. So I will be editing. It'll literally be like 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight. I'm like halfway through an edit and I'll run through and someone will like fart on a video or someone will like, Jeff sent me one cussing earlier today. And I record it on my phone and I save it for my own viewing pleasure later. And then I send it to Jeff and it's just me laughing while editing. And I honestly love editing my footage, and the B-roll is phenomenal. And it can be live fishing. It can be an office video of us like being like, what enough did they do with this bait? Or like what, it's just, there's so many moments where I'm watching the video and I just have to take a moment to get the tears out of my eyes because I'm laughing so hard. That has become my new favorite thing with editing, and I do it with every edit now. Every single one I've had to send Jeff.
You never notice it while it's happening is what we joke about. Like you go through like it's nothing, but then when you watch it afterwards, there's like this new comedic value to it. Like today, I sent him two. One of them was like me explaining something, then I just belch, and then I continue my
like
sentence.
ripped one from like his
Like
pose
nothing happens.
all the way out through into the camera. I watched the thing vibrate, and like literally, like it never happened. He's like, and yeah, this one's got a really nice action.
And
And
it
he
just
cut the back.
continued. And then the other one was like, I was explaining a bait, and I was like, you know what? F it, I'm not doing that. Just like threw it over my shoulder.
See, and that's my problem being a fledgling YouTuber, right? I'm still B-roll. I'll be driving home and it's like, oh, I didn't do anything but fish.
All the time.
It's like I have in my mind all of, I know what I want my future videos to be. This year I keep saying, last year I tried to do a lot of the educational stuff, because I made promises to people, but the content I like to watch is people fishing and enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what I want to do this year. So I talked a lot about techniques and this and that. That's not Debo is the master at that. I mean, that's, he has got that down. And I love the fact that he'll, but he does. But me, I really want to get out and capture the outdoors. And I want to start making videos that I like to sit down and watch. The ones that I'll get on the couch and throw up on the big screen. And I want to do the drones. I want to do the good B-roll. And, I really want to share what I get a kick out of. But, I make promises to people about teaching them how to tournament kayak fish and doing other stuff with veterans groups and stuff like that, too. So I'll do all that. But one of these days, I'm going to remember, okay, we're going to have drone footage and we're going to actually take scenic view. The stuff that you'd love to see. The sun breaking through the trees and just everything that we love about being on the water. That's what I want to capture someday and learn how to actually do a good edit that's like that instead of just me. Oh, there's another fish,
So I do want to point out this. When we say B-roll, what we actually mean is D-roll. We call it droll. And it's not like fancy flybys with our drone that we don't own. It's actually just like the mess ups.
Like what you need to take out of the video because no one else will get it. And they'll be like, well, why did you leave this in?
So my mistake. I made you feel like we were filmmakers. We aren't.
I fancy myself a filmmaker. I do. I
fancy myself a
filmmaker. I worked on a Hollywood film.
Chaz, you did. I believe you told us this actually. All right. I do want to call out too, like Midwest Warriors and Autism Anglers, friends of the show, are in the chat. So what's up, guys? Thanks for being here. And I also want to know Debo's answer to this question.
Mine is kind of twofold. It's funny because Gramps, I'm not sure why we get along so well, because I feel like I differ from you. I don't want to have anything to do with drones. I don't want to fart around with any of that. I don't care about taking pictures of the waterfalls and sunrises. It's two things for me, one of which honestly depresses me, because one of my favorite parts of it was replying to comments and trying to help people. And I'm like probably 10, 12 videos behind. I literally cannot keep up. There's not enough of me. And it makes me want to cry, because that used to be one of my favorite parts, was like replying to people about baits and like, try this. And I'm so far out of it. And then number two, kind of like I talked about before, was just geeking out over gear and lures and stuff, just doing more of that and not procrastinating. So getting more of the gear stuff breakdowns, and that's it. I'm a simple man.
I'm a simple
I guess.
man.
That's what makes you unique as well. And, everybody, we all kind of do little things differently, but, what brings us all together and why we all love each other is the passion and the love that we have for doing that thing. We all present it in different ways, or, it's as we see it. But that's what's cool about the sport that we love, whether you're chasing smallies, crappie, bass, whatever. That's what brings us all together. And we all present it in different ways, but we all see it in our chats every week. We see almost, a lot of the same folks. Yep. And they obviously get a kick out of all the different ways that we do things, which is really cool. So we're not showing them the same, here's 5 videos from these 5 groups, and it's all the exact same things. We're doing it all in a little bit different way. And that's that, if we're doing anything, we're giving them some entertainment until we can all get back out on the water again.
Yeah. And you can watch Jeff bust his butt on the ice, even though he was the only one with spikes. on our channel.
I wasn't wearing the spikes at that time.
So great.
FYI, and you had your running back spikes, so that's not fair.
That's okay. In today's video of mine, I walked into my hut and caught my foot on the hut and knocked my hut over and dumped all the stuff in the front of the hut, trying to get into the hut and knocked my camera over. And yeah, I had to bleep out curse words, which I really try to keep out of. I cuss like a sailor. Like people always ask me that.
I love it.
I cuss all the time, but I try to keep it out of my videos because I try to keep it family friendly.
Same, same.
I got kids.
So,
but cussing is like
I had to bleep
Tony
some stuff out
Chachere's.
for this
It's
one.
like do you really want to eat bland soup or do you really want to eat something delicious?
Yeah,
I swear,
I
like
like
a
flavor.
Vibrant
sailor.
all 4-letter words are just flavoring, man. We have kids. I'm not allowed to do it either, but it's like my favorite thing.
my sons are all like, "Who is this guy?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You can't play rugby.
It's-
for like
Jeff and Paul hears me behind the scenes. What I say.
oh yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
know
Chaz
Chaz
is the
likes to cross
worst.
lines. He
Chaz
just
is
likes
the
to
worst
cross
of the
lines.
worst.
Yeah, he looks for the international border and he just wants to cross it.
I have to
I
like
was gonna
call the
say-
police.
He's a gamer. I know how he talks online.
It's brutal. Just too effective.
Just beating up on 13-year-olds all day long.
Who do I need to
No,
make cry this afternoon?
Dude, he's over 50 online.
4:45. Who wants to see tears? I like it. Okay, so I have this. I like this question a lot. What is a fishing rule that is always true? Because
More
we were
like
talking about the fact that
guidelines.
we were talking about the fact that you can fish however you want. Like when someone says the best way to catch a fish is a wacky rig, that's not true. It
Yeah.
could be a lot true. It could be mostly true. But someone in a different lake is gonna be like, I've been throwing a wacky rig every day since I got a rod and I never caught a fish. But the second I throw whatever else, it always catches a fish or whatever. Are there any, I'm using air quotes, rules that are always true?
Yes.
Immutable laws.
Yeah. What's an immutable law of fishing?
The more time you put on the water, the more you will learn. Period.
Done.
Ooh,
Perfect. Great law.
very good. I like it.
Very immutable.
I like it. That is.
Gramps.
I wonder if that's. Honestly couldn't think of one. I had a couple maybe that I was like,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, I had a couple that I was thinking about, but
I personally love superstitions from guides of if you have a banana on the boat, you're not going to catch any fish.
Someone
Hilarious.
just told me that first cast, first bass is apparently bad luck.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And first catch a pike is also bad luck.
Really?
Those are the
Those
same
are my
people that believe if you
superstitions.
walk under a ladder, you have bad luck. No, literally, I just walked under a ladder because my garage is full of crap. So-
Step on the
You
crack,
spill
break
salt,
your
nothing to
mother's
do with
back.
Throw
your
the
bad
salt
luck.
over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Do not have a black
Throw a
cat
black cat
toss you
over
in
your
it.
shoulder and walk under a
You spill
rainbow.
salt, throw a black cat
Fine.
over your shoulder. run over a ladder.
I saw some salt. Takes a black cat, hucks it.
I saw some salt. Throw a cat over your shoulder. Run under a ladder.
I've always heard if you find wood, you should pitch the wood. But I find
Yeah.
it true.
Hey, I did hear that one.
We have a very good friend. His name's Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
He says, wood, no good.
Weed
No
line,
good.
no time.
Weed line, no time.
When I was growing up, it was always find grass, catch bass. That was our same. So it's probably situational to where you live as well. So
Sure
It's
it is, yeah.
cash, grass, or bass. Obviously.
nobody rides for
Find-
free.
We always said, find the grass, find the bass. So
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right,
Funny.
Gramps, what's your rule?
My rule is always take out your trash. And I'm actually going to
Ooh,
do
good
a
one.
video. I'm going to do a video on this because it dawned on me. Man, it was okay. So my youngest son is 22 now. Back when he was probably 12 or 13, we were fishing on a river in my first low V bottom, and we were coming back and we saw something on the bank, and it was an owl, barred owl, wrapped up in fishing line.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
we
that was the
pulled
time
over.
you used it as bait? That was awesome. Yeah, I watched that. video.
But I mean, I'm all about majestic birds. You know what I'm saying? I love
I'm
bald eagles.
kidding. I throw
Can't
one
believe
joke out
you.
there and everybody gets upset. Come on.
Bardol's like a
Cancel
rapper. You throw that in a
Debo.
hook and a bass would be like,
That's a felony. I remember,
Cancel
Gramps,
him.
remember that one time we hooked that bald eagle and used it as bait? I'm kidding. I know.
Then we
it's
caught a
not
muskie
funny.
and then we ate it.
Yeah, then we ate that muskie.
Well, that was up in Canada, so it didn't count.
Yeah, it was fun.
Not important.
You're like, bald eagles are like chickens up there. They're just everywhere.
Oh man.
But I'm actually going to do a video on this like owl that we rescued from fishing line and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's something I keep thinking about. But I took some video and had it on Facebook way back when. But that's just one of my things. I say it every time I do a little knot tying video and take out your trash when you clip off the tag end. Just big or small. We've all seen the videos with the turtles with the straws up their nostril. Look, we're outdoorsmen and women. We love our natural resources, and we should be good stewards of that. So I always notice a lot of kayak tournaments, if they're out and about, they will, people will, come back in with a bag full of trash that they've picked up while they were out fishing as well. And I've seen a lot of, boat anglers do that as well. So
yeah.
You ever see a guy
I mean,
come
I
back
can't
with a
back out of
shopping
that.
cart and a soaking wet sleeping bag? Because I did a video on that. I'm not even. We did a river cleanup, and you would not believe in like 100-yard stretch. You would not believe how much
A
crap.
ton of trash.
Literally
Especially on a river, dude.
12
Yeah.
trash bags
Oh, yeah.
and a shopping cart, and I found a probably 300-pound sleeping bag that I
Well,
deadlifted.
it was several campsites as well as several full quantities of Salvation Armies like along the street basically.
Yeah,
Especially
Ju-
now,
just-
like literally
yeah.
every spot we went to bankfish this year, there was either a carton or the hell's that stuff called? Styrofoam thing of worms
Oh,
and a
yep.
bundle of line. Every single place we fished,
Yeah.
everywhere.
and two tall boys. Now, I always have a
Hanging from
rule.
the tree.
If you need to find a good place to hunt and you don't know where to go, find the most sun-bleached can of Bush Light that you can, and that is a good place to hang a stand. But you have to find 2 of them within 10 yards of each other. Otherwise,
Wait,
that's
so you're
walking.
saying there's some trash you should leave as a
No,
marker?
not that you should leave, but that's like if you're in the woods and we don't know where to hunt,
Yeah.
like it's a good place to start.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It is the one thing, though. I agree. It is like one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's not even close. I consider myself to be somewhat of a conservationist, and
I would say
I get like unjustifiably upset.
I don't even
It doesn't
consider
matter
myself
where
a
I'm at, I get
conservationist. I
super
consider
mad.
myself competent.
there you go.
You get
I was
it,
gonna
though.
say
No.
just
It
look,
doesn't
look,
take much. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It really
keep it-
doesn't.
don't be an idiot. Like,
keep it simple.
pick up your crap.
Leave the water the way you found it. And if
You
you
know,
found it
people that, like,
messy,
take the
make it
McDonald's
better
stuff
than the
and,
way
like,
you
huck it
found
out
it.
the window. Like I've never understood that. I watched a kid do that in high school one time.
Wait, what? Throw what out the window?
Like you're eating like takeout, right? Like McDonald's, Choco, whatever.
Just
and
throw
then
your
you
trash
pick
out the
it up,
window?
Oh, I'm finished with this. Floop. Like I watched a kid do that, and it like stuck with me like my whole life. Like I know exactly what car I was in. I know the 4 people that were in the car, and like it's like a memory that has stuck with me my entire life. And every time I think about that, I'm like, you do
Wow.
this all the time? Like what? I don't know. It just
I
really
bet you stared at this kid. Like
I never
after
got
he
in that
did
car
it.
again.
You were just
I'm not
like,
joking. I was never in that vehicle again. I never hung out with that kid one more time ever.
wow.
I was like
All right.
16, 14, 15. I don't even know, and it still
Yeah.
bugged the crap out of me. I didn't even fish at that point.
Yeah.
All right, so should we do slow rolling thunder? It's like 9.
I feel
7.
like I gotta pack up a
All right, well, you start doing that, but I actually do have one more really good question, actually. So before we get into slow rolling thunder, last question: what is your worst habit when fishing?
Ooh.
I'll go first because I think because mine's really bad. I have this horrific habit where we'll go fishing, and you'll do the whole thing all day, and then you'll have like 12 baits tied on, and all those rods stay in the rod locker in the boat, in the kayak, right? And I slide my kayak in to go fishing next time. I launch into the water. I'm like, that Ned Rid looks good. I'll fish that one. And I don't even, I
Go
really,
into
a
your
lot of times
tackle
don't
boxes?
even think about, I've got 300 pounds of tackle with me. I'll just grab the spinner bait that was tied on because it's there and it's ready to rock. It is a horrific habit that I really need to break, but I do it constantly. And I mean constantly.
I'm gonna jump in close. Mine is very close to Paul. If I have something that I think is gonna be key, I'm like, dude, Randy, this is gonna be the deal today, or whoever I'm going out with, and I am fishing and it's not the deal, I will try to force and push that because I'm like, listen, this is what the whole premise of my effing video is. I already shot the intro. Yeah, it should have been good, and like, dude, this is gonna be it. And I'm 3/4 of the day in and haven't caught a fish on whatever I thought it was gonna be. Or the opposite of that, if I get one frog bite, I will burn a whole day fishing frogs and not feel sorry about it at all. So,
what about a spider bite?
oh yeah, spider's awesome.
You're gonna force the spider to work, bro. All right. It seems we lost Gramps. We're hopefully gonna get him back. There is ice apocalypse down there, so he could have some internet troubles. But we're gonna.
Start up a generator. Who knows?
He's got to start up generator number 3 because if you're a real dad,
He's got 2 of them. He said he's got 2,
so he's
good,
probably
yeah.
fine.
he's got dose. He'll be back. He'll be back for Slow Rolling Thunder. We'll get him back. I have faith. We gotta have positive thinking here, people. So I would say, what were we talking about? Biggest mistakes that we make on the water?
No, your worst habit. 'Cause
Worst habit. Thank you.
It is my cringe habit is absolutely like
The cringe
whatever I
habit
had
is.
tied on is what I'm starting with.
That's a great way to think about it. All right, so my cringe habit up until this year, and probably even through this year, is partially both what Paul and Debo said. So I'll just like throw something slightly different from that out there, just to get a different feel for that. For me, it's constantly changing baits and spots and not giving up. And Paul can attest to this. I move too fast. Is what I would say, too fast on the water. Either moving too quickly through baits is like 3 casts, not feeling this thing, like I'll be that classic guy. I'm just like, no, I'm not feeling it today. Just like cut it off, tie on something else, cut it off, tie on something else, and I will fly through baits. And I'll also move spots. I'll be like, bro, this isn't the spot. Like, let's go. And sometimes that pays off, and sometimes it doesn't, which means that there's really no science behind it. So, like, my appeal to myself this year would be, hey, slow down, chill out, slow down, use less baits, try less spots, be smarter about selecting the spots and the baits that you're throwing. So my goal would be that just to get to a point where I can consolidate like tackle, for example, and not have to bring as much and feel more confident about what I have on me, and to again kind of take my time making those decisions, because there is definitely this element, and I'll say this, and like Debo, maybe you can attest to this too. For me and Paul, it's like we don't get a ton of time on the water, so I instantly feel 10x the pressure when I'm out there. I'm out there. Like a normal day of fishing for you guys might be like, let's go out. Hopefully we catch something. When you're trying to like film and you also have 2 or 3 full-time jobs, it's like you get out there and you're like, this is the only chance we got to make a video this week.
I don't catch 30 fish. I can't make
Dude,
2 videos.
Yeah.
I talk about that all the time. And one thing, this is kind of an off-topic, off-camera thing, but
we didn't get to show meat until an hour and 10 minutes in.
Hey, have something loaded in your back pocket that you don't have to catch anything, where you can use B-roll, D-roll, other fish catch and rolls, and put it in, because people just want to see that. Like, I always go back to my speech class in college. Don't tell them what you're going to tell them. Show them what you're going to tell them, right? And that was a big thing in speech, was have aids, have something else, and not just stand there and lecture people, but film some sort of how-to or something else on the water, and use other footage from the year before or earlier in that year, and that's honestly a big thing that I need to work on, is because like you guys, I'll go out and film a whole day, not catch crap, maybe even 2 days, and it's like, that's burnt time, where I could have done something else and got something out of it, but it's like, dude, I just want to go fish. I just want to catch stuff.
I am knocked him dead on a Ned rig. I know.
Yeah.
I think every person
on a spider even.
No.
Even everyone who's
no,
I think
everyone
who's on a schedule, a YouTube schedule, like feels that amount of pressure, whether or not you're even going to make a bad video. It's like, do I even have a bad video to make? And
I would say anybody that still works and does YouTube is on that schedule.
Fair.
Anybody that doesn't work, maybe not, but I feel like if you have the ability to get out anytime and you don't have a full-time job and like YouTube is your job, I feel like there's more of a grace period in there.
Yeah, you go out like 3 times and be like, oh, look, I made a video.
Yeah.
Oh, good
job.
job.
I finally got one.
Try doing that with 6 hours.
And I'm not taking away from those people. I'm just saying, I feel like there's more pressure when you work, 50 hours
rage.
plus kids, plus, yeah.
Hashtag blessed. All right, well, we're going to give him a minute because here's the deal. Paul, Debo, you guys are going to BS. I got to fill up a box real quick for you guys as part of that giveaway. And then we're going to try and give Fishing with Gramps maybe like 5-7 minutes here. And we'll let you guys BS a little bit. And hopefully he makes it back. We'll just start Slow Rolling Thunder at that time, regardless of... Yeah, he can answer in chat, worst case scenario. How about that? And we're just going to roll because somebody's got to get some, a giveaway here. We're going to hook you guys up. So thank you so much for being a part of episode 100. We love you guys. Paul, hit him with the rules. BS with Debo for a second. Give me like 3 to 4 minutes here
4
to pack up
hours,
a box.
perfect, great,
Three
cool.
to
Take your
4
time, no rush
days.
at all.
Thanks. I'm gonna mute this time so people aren't like, is he okay?
Listening to Jeff rifle through his garbage is not fun.
Just like talking to myself and like breathing through my mouth only, like normal things, normal.
Like you do. I will say I'm super jealous of those people. I like the security of my job and all that. I will say this. I have gotten Jeff and I both, I will say, have gotten a lot better about having a strategy that doesn't revolve around like a preconceived like today I'm going to film the lipless video, and then when the lipless bait is not the thing or the jerk bait is not the thing, we always have a backup. Like we just went ice fishing like last week, and it was like or 2 weeks ago, and it did not work out the way that we thought. We had some great catches, but we ended up making a video that was like our third backup, and we had like 3 videos we were going to film. We want to do a tip up video. Could not buy a tip up bite, even though I know we were in the spot. We had the right bait. We had good setups. Couldn't buy a tip up bite. I there was no guy that I could hand $100 to and get one tip up bite. But we ended up making what I felt like was a really good video that I'm happy with, and it was because we had like 3 backup plans, and that's ultimately what it's taken to like feel comfortable with having like a skunk day, which you're going to have. Like everyone in chat has had that day where you catch 2 fish or 0 fish or whatever, and all you got was a sunburn. Like we've all been there. That happens. That's called fishing, right? But stop, Chas. but having a backup plan, a second backup plan, that's something that it took us like a year and a half to like develop that as like matter of course. And that was actually one of my questions, like how long did it take even you to get into a rhythm where you felt like, okay, I've got this. Like this is like my standard practice. Like this is my process for making 3 videos a week or a video a week or whatever, balancing it between like family and work and feeling like I'm not actually dead every day, and this is doable, but I'm also making content that I'm pretty happy with.
It changes all the time. I mean, I'm still not comfortable with it. I don't have a set because like dude, life changes and
Yeah.
you
Well,
like as soon as
you had
yeah,
kids while you were doing YouTube?
oh yeah, I've had kids the whole time. My daughters are 10 and 7.
But I didn't
So
know how long you've been doing it, so I wasn't sure if you had one of
I
your
think I
either
started
one
in
of your girls like
2018.
while you were doing this. Oh, really?
So
That's it? So you already
17.
had
Yeah.
like older kids when you started. Like
I
they
had 2
were
kids
full.
by that time. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
having young like infant children while doing YouTube is pretty
5
difficult.
years, I think. Yeah, 5 years I've been doing it.
Yeah,
6 years maybe
that's
at
crazy.
most.
So well, I guess right now with your work the way it is, that's probably the hardest thing is like being effective and normal at work, being effective and normal as like a parent, and then also somehow doing like the 77,000 things that you do, and then making baits in your free time.
Yeah, it's everything, man. I mean, I've got a very close family member with cancer, so like trying to deal with all that and like keep honestly right now it's mental game. And mental game is 90% of any sport or activity, and man, once you get spun out mentally, it's hard to stay into anything, doesn't matter. So,
It helps so much to have a partner. I hate to like rub it in your face, but it really does. Like
yeah.
when Jeff's like cashed out, because it happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to me. It happens
Oh,
to
for
everybody.
sure.
And it not even just YouTube, like everything. You ever just
Absolutely. Yep.
Andy Rainey asked when the stickers are going to get shipped out. I'm shipping out the decals when they sell out, so probably within the next couple of weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. But dude, having a partner is like, oh, I do not have the mental fortitude to like do this video this week. Hey,
Yeah.
can you hook me up with that video? Yeah, no problem. Got it. I'm good. Or like I have, how many ideas I have? Like -6. Like what do you
0.
got for me? And somebody else comes in and is like, I want to do that video. Like I'm pumped today. Or like I had 2 monsters. You haven't even had a cup of coffee. Like I got this. Like it.
Yep.
Even when you're having a bad day, like you got a headache, you're on the water, you don't want to do anything, you're tired. Somebody else comes in, catches 2 fish, giants, makes the video,
Boom.
and you
Get
leave.
going.
Right? I mean, honestly, such a huge help. And honestly, when I see people doing it by themselves, I don't know how people do it by themselves. I'm so impressed because
I couldn't.
how many times would you have quit? I mean, honestly, me personally, yeah,
I
I
did
probably wouldn't
quit
even be doing
6
it.
times.
It's 10 times more fun having somebody that's like right there. has your back. And even if you're just
For
complaining,
sure.
the first hour, hey, I'm just gonna complain for the first hour, and then maybe we can start fishing. Like it's so
Lean
much
on
better,
me
dude. When I'm pissed off.
when I'm all mad, like all the
Seriously.
time.
All right,
Yeah, no,
so oh,
that
go ahead, Jeff.
makes a huge difference. I just jumped in on the tail end of that. But I would say like having Paul here makes existing for more than 6 months possible. The first 6 to 12 months I was kind of on my own, and we brought Paul in. We started throwing him into videos, and he started doing some videos, and we worked with Monster Bass, and then we're finally at a point where we're like partners in this thing, which is super cool. And we can split the workload. So what that's going to do is, especially since I've consolidated my jobs at this point, come March, essentially like second half of February, but March, we can go back to 3 videos a week. I can do that manageably without wanting to fly off a building without a parachute. Like we can continue on, plow through, feel good about it, and like have more fun with it. And that's what this is supposed to be, man. Like too many guys.
It's way more fun too.
Yeah, it's like shoot, man. Like all of us have been talking about it. It's like, man, it gets rough at one point. Like everybody's heard creators do that. I think Rudd just posted a video. Like I feel for the guy, man, because I feel the exact same way. And Debo, I know you do. Like we all do. And like I want to have a blast, and I don't want to get on camera and be like, I'm sad, I'm upset. What is that? What is that?
Yeah, people don't tune in for that.
No,
I need to escape from all the horrible things in my life. Okay, guys, watch the horrible things in my life. It's like, no, I didn't want to get on for that.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, we got
happy again. Oh, there it is.
We waited the exact amount of time. I love it.
In chat over my other PC.
All right.
Dell decided it was a good time to push updates to the BIOS on my laptop.
You know what? Perfect time. That's what I'm thinking.
All
right, so we got Gramps back, you guys. This is fantastic. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna walk you through what I just picked out for somebody to win in this box, and I'm pretty stoked for it. I think you guys will be too. And then we got a $25 Monster Bass gift card as well. Good for the website, not for the subscription, but they sell every single thing that goes into a box is on the website. They have tons of baits, plenty of options there. So all you got to do is you got to type something. You have to type something in chat right now. It could be chat. It could be something creative. You could do a super chat. You could join our membership. I don't know. Click join down below. You can check it out. And you could also spend this time subscribing to Debo's Fishing and Fishing with Gramps. And you can also follow producer Chaz on Instagram because he's up here in all his glory right now. Wizard of Chaz. I love it. So type something, type chat, yeah. Look, everybody's writing something creative. I love you guys. This is why I love you. This is why you're our perfect friends. You guys are exactly us. It's amazing. So here's the deal. If you win, we're going to do a random draw. It's going to be one person winning both prizes. And when we call you out, you have to say, hi, I exist. I'm a real person. And then you have to follow the instructions on the screen, which Chaz will be putting up there right now. Now, here's what you're going to win before we go into Slow Rolling Thunder. That's right. I just grabbed these. These are the dinner plates. These are the Bellows Gill gigantic in I think it's like called Muddy Gill.
Those are the 5/8.
It's the 5/8. I can't. The color is in Japanese. I have no idea. I think it's like a Muddy Gill. It's like a green pumpkin, blue flake. It's pretty sick. So you got that. You get the Ned Rig Nerd sticker for sure. You get some 6 cents ox hooks. These are the flipping hooks and a 4/0. That's a good all around size. You got the not the diesel minnows, but the regular minnows. So these are the 3-inch Z-Man minnows, indestructible paddle tails. You get the Lunker Hunt pre-rigs, green pumpkin. That's a little Ned rig right there. You get the freaking Sherbert worm. Hopefully you guys have better luck than these than I have
coming
ever
up
had.
to where it's going to be the most useful, hopefully.
Bed fishing.
Early spring.
Fantastic, you guys are going to enjoy that. We got the is this the Rudd model?
That's the Rudd. Yep.
Yeah, this is the Alex Rudd model hammerhead square bill from Monster Bass in the forget what it's like craw color. I can't remember what the exact name is. You got the Rabbit Baits shaker worm watermelon. Pretty sick color with that red tip to it. You get
red box fur.
Exactly. This is the wake bait from 6 cents. I can't remember what this one's called, Paul.
Wank 77.
The swank? Isn't that the L-shaped lip? Not the swank.
I got that one. Hang on.
Curve? No.
What's wrong with that brain?
It's not,
I don't remember what that one is.
Somebody in chat knows it. There you go. It's a wake bait. It's sick. Then you got whatever this Neko is that I got, the neck gator from Monster Bass. I have no idea. Let's see. I'll stuff it into your pack. We'll see. I don't know what the design is of this. Oh, it's the clown mask.
Oh, it's the clown. Yeah.
There you go. You can scare everybody at the ramp. It's going to be fantastic. You get
Buy yourself an extra foot of distance at the bank.
Exactly. People are going to step away from you. It's great. And we're not even done. You got the Lunker Hunt Impact and Fire Tiger. It's jerkbait, good for spring. You got some more shaker worms in black and green pumpkin. That's a money color all year round. And then you got the Z-Man CFL in PB&J, which I just got in my Monster Bass box. By the way, if you want to get a Monster Bass box, you could use our code. It's in the description below. All right. That's
actually,
it for my part.
Hold on though. But seriously, now is the month if you've been thinking about trying to get a Monster Bass box to try out, because it's the Z-Man takeover, and it is very legit. It is so. I actually have a lucrative
offer.
Dude, I think it's crazy. You get freaking the cross size. You get the Willow vibe. You get the CFL that Jeff was just showing you. I actually have a totally different color. Mine is like peanut butter jelly.
That's the color I just showed, bro.
Oh, my bad. I thought you had a different one.
I have a totally different color. It's also PB&J.
You see that much light blue in a bag? Dude, that's the way to go.
Yeah, it's a sick pack.
It's a good box. I think number one, number two box that I've seen come out of Monster Bass so far.
There you go. Box packed. Let's do Slow Rolling Thunder. You guys know the drill. At question 4, we make the draw. We give you time while we answer question 5 to exist, be a person, and follow the instructions. Cool. Let's do it.
All right. Crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter?
All of the above.
Smooth.
Good answer.
If it's peanut butter, it's eaten.
Yep.
It is it.
Jeff?
So Chaz says smooth. Gramps?
I guess I'm a smooth guy the older I get. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I will still I eat peanut butters like I'm a little kid. That's what I take when I fish. Mm-hmm. And if there's anything that's got to come with me, it's 2 or 3 PB&Js and I'm set.
What kind of J?
Ooh. Now, normally I go with like the black raspberry.
Yeah.
Or a raspberry. Everybody has strawberry and grape, but I spoil my grandbabes when they're around. So my oldest grandbabe, Sky, loves her Grampy jellies. So one is going to be a blackberry, and the other one's going to be like a raspberry. So yeah, Granny can make them with the strawberry and grape, but Grampy's got the jellies.
Homemade is the correct answer.
Yeah, homemade is definitely a great answer. I'm loving how serious Chad is about PB and J.
That's what I'm saying.
So much going down right now.
It's a lot of heat.
I'll say this. Crunchy is for
psychopaths. Well, call me insane because I like extra crunchy. I want basically peanuts with maybe some oil mixed in. I like whatever the rockiest road version of peanut butter that you can get. I'm down. I think it's wonderful.
It's 98% actual peanuts.
Like I said, if I could just get a bunch of peanuts, maybe get some oil in there, thrilled.
Thrilled. I make my own peanut butter.
I love smooth. I love smooth. All answers are correct. There's no wrong answer when it comes to peanut butter, unless it's no peanut butters. But if I had my druthers, and I usually do when I'm at the store, I like the triple extra crunchy.
Okay, so I I did see an awesome idea for a combo that I totally wholeheartedly. All of my soul is behind, and that is from official Burly hype man, aka Ice Apocalypse 2022, which is the PB and Nutella mix. Like, I gotta tell you guys, PB plus Nutella trumps PB plus any jelly, any jam. I don't care. I'll die on that hill.
The only other deviation is peanut butter and honey.
Peanut butter and honey is also
awesome sandwich.
Very good.
Now, peanut butter and bananas and honey and chocolate chip is legitimately. No one.
Timo just died.
Oh, dude.
I'm allergic or intolerant to bananas. It feels like somebody shivved me in the gut 75 times, and I pee out of my bottom hole.
Oh no! I am banana.
Too much information. Hey, well,
anyway. Just right amount. See, that's the kind of B-roll that I'd be sending Jeff a video of.
Yeah, that's B-roll. That's why you'll never find a banana on my boat.
That's the Z-roll. That's Z-roll.
Paul's sandwich has the meal, the fruit, and then the dessert all wrapped up in one.
Paul's almost on it because peanut butter with honey and the like 70% dark cacao.
That's what I'm
talking about, on there, bro. Dude, is money.
Yeah, forget Nutella. Forget Nutella. I'm sorry.
And
It's
that's
not that it's bad, but it just can be beat so easily.
Oh, well, agree to disagree, but also that's the only way that you can say cacao.
Cacao.
How much cacao is in that chocolate bar?
I would say it to my wife, and she gives me crap. So I'm like, can you pick up some of that Ghirardelli, like 70%?
Cacao.
And this is always the thing I get from her.
Oh yeah, you're
What's wrong with
married.
you?
Your
classic
job is
wife
to come up with
response.
dumb jokes to bother people. That's what you do.
9 times out of 10, that is a response that you expect from a
It's
loving
called
wife.
raising kids.
Yeah.
You didn't do
Yeah.
it right if she's
All
not
the
like
time.
at least nonplussed. I'm going for
Flat
nonplussed
line.
in the basement.
Flat
Hey,
mouth.
you gotta put peanut butter on that bread. You
Oh,
can't be like my wife is trying to save it for some other day where it'll. Oh
Nah.
no.
I agree.
I don't understand that, dude. I want like a 1/4 inch of coverage on every single ingredient.
You don't have to ration peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter is affordable.
Exactly.
They're gonna run
Yeah,
out.
there's no rationing the peanut
Gallon
butter.
over.
What is it? Not free? It's exactly free. Here's how I picture. I will answer in a second here, but I picture Paul's sandwich because of his crunchiness. Is literally he takes the thing of Planters peanuts, he dumps it onto the bread, just peanuts, just on the bread, and then like whole strawberries or grapes, and then he mushes it together. He just sandwich punches it, and he's like, and that's a PB&J.
I was thinking like the old days, like when you have soup, you put like a butter sandwich just with butter on it. I was thinking he would go butter and then like put all the Planters peanuts, dry roasted peanuts on it, then put butter.
I like Devo's idea way better, but Jeff, I see where the logic is. And you're not even that close to wrong.
I'm not that far off.
The first time my wife watched me make a peanut butter jelly sandwich for my kids, and I grabbed a spoon.
Hell yes.
Because you can turn it over.
Yeah,
and
you
get
turn it
more
over,
peanut
use
butter
the
on it.
knife. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Exactly.
completely agree.
Chaz, what did somebody say? PB and Bass? Peanut butter and bologna? Get out of town. You are a serial killer. I'm calling the police immediately. Where's the FBI? What's the FBI tip line?
Ask him how he feels about sugar and water.
Sugar water? You're an alien cockroach. I got it. Okay. So I'll listen. I'll say for me, it used to be crunchy, 100%. I don't care. Creamy did not exist, but now, or smooth or whatever. So now it's just smooth. Just smooth.
Really?
And I have learned over the year that the sheer volume you can get out of smooth peanut butter is it trumps crunchy. I'm sorry. You get so much more volume of peanut buttery goodness out of smooth peanut butter than you can out of crunchy.
Yep.
Sorry,
it's also
that's reality.
All right. There are no wrong answers. Next one.
Only that's right.
Chipotle or Qdoba?
Ooh, so Doba does the all the
Queso.
toppings for less.
You can drown in the
$0
amount of queso that they'll give you.
So the Doba is my answer purely because I can be like guac, queso, all the things. Yeah. Thanks, bye.
All right.
Thoughts?
Debo's making faces like he's never eaten a burrito before.
I've never eaten at either of those. We have pancheros around here, so I eat pancheros.
Pancheros.
I don't know the other two.
Wait. So does your panchero still do the bob method?
It's unfortunate.
Do they bob it for you?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't ate there for quite a while. Yeah, they had like the spoon thing where they mix it. I'm all about the mixing. Yes,
that is clutch.
Really?
That is something.
Yeah, you get
I eat my food so fast. I honestly
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I will eat. I'll eat a triple meat double decker like burrito in like 2 minutes tops.
Triple double crunch wrap.
Correct. I ate a crunch wrap while driving faster than Jeff ate a crunch wrap with 2 hands in the passenger seat.
Not important. It's not a race, okay? Like I tell my kids.
But I won.
Yeah, but you play that stupid sandwich game. If anybody tried to play that stupid sandwich game around me, I would punch them before they even touched my sandwich. Just for trying to play that game.
You would never see it coming. I've never put a sandwich down, so I don't even know what the issue is.
If we ever meet and fish together, if you ever try to punch me or punch my sandwich or setting my sandwich down, I'm gonna punch your face.
That is great content. Let me just say, I will go for it purely for the content.
And don't try to coax in with a peanut butter sandwich. Be like, oh, Debo, no, hey, man, like peanut butter and honey here, buddy. Into my sandwich.
Pure peanuts and strawberries is the sandwich that you're going to get from Paul. First of all, think about when we punch it, it will hurt because it's full peanuts. Third of all, totally worth it because the chest cam footage is gonna be clutch. We're gonna
Debo.
get 10 million views.
I am the
Yeah,
same.
see, his
Debo's
advantage, too,
fishing. Punch
because-
me in the face. Are we
Knocked
still
out by
friends?
Debo's fishing. Lost 15 teeth from Debo's fishing because I punched a sandwich.
But
Yeah,
was able
I kept hitting you while you were knocked out for touching my sandwich.
Debo, I feel the same way. Like when you're drinking beer from a bottle, and someone takes their bottle and hits the top.
Oh,
of the
dude,
topper.
yeah. Anybody that messes with my personal stuff, dude, it's such a like.
Yep.
Yeah, why would you do that? Why ruin my drink? Why ruin my sandwich?
I have punched.
Mind your business, nerd.
I have probably punched. I will say easily, without even thinking about it,
100
plus sandwiches.
That's
dude.
funny.
That's the floor. That's the absolute floor.
I'm
You
gonna
can't.
put tax in my sandwich and take a pretend bite and then put it down.
And I'll go like this with all my blood.
You'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get Debo." Ugh, it's all over.
The best.
You have no
the
idea
best
how hard
the
it is for me to eat
post-lick.
with my wife because I've been playing this game. Well, the rule number one of this game,
Dude.
you are
If you know
always
the rules,
playing.
you're in.
You know the rules, you're already playing. You're in. So you either stop listening or just or you play forever. So if you know the rules, you're playing. I've been playing since 2009, and I've punched hundreds of sandwiches. I don't even think about it. But my wife puts a sandwich on after every bite, and I literally have to sit there and not punch her sandwich. It's so hard. It's so hard.
So everyone in chat is now privy to this game. So you're all playing this game. It's called Sandwich Punch. So
I'm
if
out
you're
for
eating
life.
sandwiches with people, and a sandwich is dictated by anything that is
No, it's
like
it's
food
any
between things.
no, it's any protein that's covered on two sides or more by any type of bread. So
Yep.
a peanut butter tortilla is a sandwich. Tacos are sandwiches. Hot dogs are sandwiches.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. If you can dream, you can
So
do it. Sure, whatever.
sure,
You get it.
exactly, same. Anyways, so if you take a bite out of it, engaged, and then if you set it down after taking a bite out of it, it's punchable by anybody in your audience. So
Unless you cover it by something that's equal to or larger than the surface area of a quarter.
yep. So like throw a napkin on it
It's
or
stuff that
whatever.
kids who eat Tide Pods.
Oh, maybe. But if it was wrapped in bread, I'd have punched it if you put it
I'd
down.
punch that Tide Pod, and I'd have saved a ton of kids. Okay.
There's probably
Anyways,
protein in a Tide Pod. Fight me, I'll figure it out.
next question.
Next question.
Look at
All
us
right.
go. Slow Rolling Thunder has earned its name.
Really slow down. All right. Do you prefer sit down, takeout, or delivery? And why?
Ooh.
You gotta have a logic. You gotta tell me why. I'll go first. I personally love takeout because I don't like waiting.
Mhm.
Now it really depends on the food. Some food's not good for takeout, like a burger, not good for takeout. But like Chinese food, phenomenal takeout. Pizza, phenomenal takeout. So, but I like getting it home. I like getting it quickly. I don't like dealing with that stuff. I don't like paying tips. I don't like anyone knocking on the door, making my dog bark. I hate all those things.
100% with Paul. I get made fun of all the time. Number one, I hate waiting. Number two, I hate tipping. It's the stupidest thing ever. I'm not going to tip you to do your job because guess what? I do my job all the time and I don't ever get tipped.
Company should
I
pay
am
you.
completely
Company should pay you.
British, English when it comes to tipping. It's
Mhm.
the dumbest thing ever. I've gotten better over the years. I'm getting better over the years.
The
Listen, it's been
restaurant's
a-
fault. I do it because I
Yeah,
know those
it's
people
not
need
my
money,
fault.
but it still bothers me. I'm
Listen,
like,
Why
Damn
is it
it.
my fault?
I've
I
been
do it for the
I was
person,
a waiter.
yeah.
I lived off of tips. I've tended bar. I tip people because I know they need to get paid, but the whole system makes me upset. I sit here
Correct.
thinking,
Yes.
why do
Not
we
the
do the
person's
math
fault.
like this? Just charge me more for the drink. Everyone's happy. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
my
if we didn't have to tip, they would have to pay their employees more, and they would.
charge more for it. I get it. I get it.
Well,
I
the
want them
older
to
I get,
paid.
the older I get, it's more like that commercial where it's like you see the person that's like, are they acting more like your parent? And it's like, hey, listen, Bob in aisle 7 did a really good job. Dude, that's totally me now. I'm like, I'll tip $25 or $30 just out of surprise if
Dude,
somebody does really good because I'm old now and I'm like, hey,
Hold
listen,
up.
oh Johnny on table 7 did a good job.
Are you the level of old
Worst
where you tip for takeout? 'Cause I'm
Yeah,
that
I've
level of
never
old.
tipped for takeout.
takeout?
No.
No,
Yeah.
If
I'm
I'm
like,
picking it up, I do all the work. You're already paying
Yeah.
your cooks, so
Yeah,
I know.
I
I'm
do all
here.
the
I'm
work.
like, you
you
seem
actually
like
should pay me. I asked them to pay me $10 when I pick up my food.
you seem like a
They
nice
do
guy.
make more money on
Yeah.
coming from somebody who does this business for a living. They do make more money on you.
Oh
I
yeah,
reckon.
for sure. So
no,
all right,
I will pay my Grubhub driver.
Yeah,
I will
so
tip the Grubhub
that's
driver.
different. They come out to you.
because they
Sure.
get paid
Yeah,
$2 per delivery.
Delivery.
You know how much
They
crap
let
they're
me
dealing with?
stay in my they let me stay in my sleepy shorts. I didn't have to go anywhere.
And they can leave it right there on the front porch. You don't even have to talk.
Well,
to them
but hold
anymore.
on, no one's answering. Is that your answer? Is that your preferred?
Well, you two answered. Gramps, what's your answer?
Yeah.
Delivery, takeout, or sit down?
We love the fact that now that, especially this last couple years, that, delivery, and I live in the sticks, don't get me wrong. It's not, I live in a small town as it is, and we didn't get like Grubhub until like recently. And so our choices here, you guys were talking about Qdoba and all that. We don't have that here. We have, if we want Mexican, I have a Mexican restaurant that is purely authentic. My Chinese restaurant is purely authentic. We have like two choices, so
Mm-hmm.
but we do love the fact that we can now get groceries delivered and get it, and then getting the food delivered too, because the older we get, if we're out with the grandbabies or whatever, that's one thing. But if we're just hanging around the house and we don't want to go anywhere, hey, bring it on. I'll pay extra.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer.
So, yeah, Chaz, you go first. I'll go.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, for me, it depends on the type of food. Like barbecue, you have to go and sit down and eat that.
Oh, 100%.
Same with burgers.
I'd say Mexican
burgers
food too. Like it just gets soggy.
Soggy bun,
especially the fries with the burgers. Like,
yes,
they just go to.
You don't want it soggy.
Well, they have air fryers.
That's what I'm saying. Air fryer oven, I'm good,
changer.
and I'm back. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I have
you
a
can
convection.
You can revive certain foods.
But I feel what you're saying.
I have a convection oven.
You're bringing logic. The logic is sound.
But like, if I want a pizza, I'm just gonna get it delivered. Like,
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's
like even Chick-fil-A, I would just get it delivered.
So here's where I'll differ, because I live in the sticks now and I ain't got no delivery. Like I can't get anything delivered.
Yeah, we don't get stuff delivered where we are.
See, I get beer delivered to me here.
Well,
no, we don't. No, we don't. Nope. You gotta buy your own beer. It's America.
Gosh dang it, dude! I used to get my groceries delivered. I used to get stuff delivered when I lived in Lowell near Grand Rapids, and now I can't. Nothing delivers here, so I have to go either sit down or go get takeout. When I get takeout, it's often a 40-minute round trip. So I now say sit down, because I like go there, eat my food, come back done. No, somebody said in the chat, no dishes. Like, yeah, 100%. No dishes, no trash. Like I don't have to drive 40 minutes round trip to get it back to my house, and now it's like cooling down. Then I have to air fry it. So for me, I don't have a choice here. It's actually only one option. If I want to get something, sit down.
I'm not sitting down with babies.
Agreed, 100%.
God damn, I would love
my kids will pick and choose their times, but they're at an age now where they're more good than not. Like more times than often, they're good. Yeah. And like, so I'm happy to take them out, and it just happens to be where I live now. I don't have that choice, so I'm lucky they're at their age that they're at, and that they're well behaved when we go to the restaurant. Other than the fact that you guys know this kid move. This is the kid move. Ready? You sit at a booth table, and what do the kids do? They go under the freaking table 150 times. They're like, oh, we're switching spots. And like, I drop my crayons. And they're like licking the floor. And you're like, hey, did you know that there's this thing going around? It's called pandemic. And like, why are you licking the damn floor?
So, go lick my friend's face. It's right over there.
Like, you are the problem. You are the problem.
Gregory Whitaker is literally dying. Let's do it for Gregory. All right. Best diet soda in the game. No discussion. Your answer only counts. Go.
Best diet soda in the game?
I haven't had a diet soda in years. I don't.
All right, you guys go first. You guys go first.
Coke Zero. I'm addicted to Coke Zero.
I like it.
Coke Z. Okay.
So I just gave up diet sodas and all sodas, trying to work on getting better for the year. But my favorite prior to that had always been Diet Mountain Dew. But no, that's too easy. My favorite is the Dr. Pepper and cream soda for a diet. That is amazing.
I like it. Jeff?
Dude, that was going to be my answer. I will also say, like, as a soda alternative, Zevia cream soda is my jam. I use it for mixed drinks. I just drink it straight if I just want something different. Fantastic. Not saying like anything about the science behind Zevia or stevia or alternative sodas or diet sodas that's irrelevant to this podcast. It's for another day. But I will say that Zevia cream soda, mint, my favorite.
I love it. Good answer. Chaz says Bud Light. Okay.
Diet
Oh,
soda,
I didn't even-
Bud Light.
All right, so let's run the giveaway because Greg wants to know if he wants to run the giveaway. I still have 2 questions, so while we're waiting for someone to respond, we have 2 more. But let's run the giveaway. I love this process. We're getting really good at this. Who is it? Michael Bradley. I
Michael
feel like he's won something
Bradley.
before on this channel.
I don't think so.
Michael Bradley, you're the winner. So follow the directions on screen. Michael Bradley, tell us.
But
you're
also
here.
say hi.
Say hi. I won. So we
Hey.
know you're here. And while we're waiting for you to say hi, I won. We're Michael Bradley. Repeat, Michael Bradley.
One more time. Michael Bradley.
Michael Bradley. Follow the instructions on screen. All right. Best French fries in the game.
Ooh.
I will
Five
say
Guys.
so Five Guys has come up many times. I will say Checkers and or Rallies. I will also submit and accept Arby's curly fries. Nothing else from Arby's.
Michael Bradley just said, hi, I'm here. Hello, how are you? Congrats on winning. Follow the instructions on the screen, and Chaz will tell us if you have done so. Under Paul's camera. There's one screen. Like, can you miss it on the screen?
Well, Chaz has got a smoking face. We got Gramps going in and out. We got you two looking like the same person. How are they supposed to keep track?
Oh my gosh. All right. Debo, best fries in the game.
So, okay, I don't really care as much about like brand because I'll eat crinkle, I'll eat waffle.
Mhm.
The one big thing to me is they have to be super crispy. If they're waffly and limp, I can't get down with it. Like, I don't care who they are. If they're crispy, double fried, I'm in.
Yep.
If they're waffly and limp, I ain't touching
No limp waffles.
No
limp waffly
waffles.
fries.
That's a new shirt. No limp waffles.
No limp waffles. Air fried
Take
that
that,
ish.
take that how you may, but I will stand on that hill. I am not going to grab a limp fry.
I like it.
Immediately.
22 trillion degrees, literally.
Yeah,
coming
if they're
out of
like,
the
yeah, you
fryer.
have to wait 3 minutes because they're cooking. You're like, yeah.
It is good.
Always.
It is good from 0 to 180 seconds, and that's it.
Whoa,
If
so
you do not digest them at that point in time, they are terrible.
So I'm a little bit of a dick for doing this, but every time I go to McDonald's and get their French fries, I always ask for no salt, so they always cook them fresh.
You'll
And
get
then you put
spit fries.
salt
Yeah, you get spit fries if you do that. I'm telling you. Don't do that.
Maybe that's why Charles loves so much. Maybe there's secret.
Yeah, he's like, ooh,
saliva.
these non-salted have a lot of good flavor. They almost Chaz, that's saliva.
When
You like
Alan's
potatoes
working,
with
these are my
saliva.
favorite.
It really holds on to the salt, though. The saliva.
Can I get a side of one of those little cool paper cups with saliva?
That
And
is
dip it in there.
funny.
Can I get your special dipping sauce?
No. All right.
Gramps.
You can also say, I think fries in the oven is an acceptable response.
Yeah,
Like something frozen from the store is like low key the play. It's the play.
See, I can't stand them out of the. It seems like the ones out of the oven just aren't. If we're getting the frozen fries, they got to go in the oil.
Sure.
But I mean, if you're talking about restaurant or whatever, I think Arby's came out with a new crinkle fry, and if I remember, and I really like that. Normally I got the curly, but I think they come out with a new crinkle fries, and I think they were pretty dang good.
Wendy's also
Wendy's
redid their
fancy fries, whatever the upgrade fries that they did, that's low key a delicious fry, but it's not the best. It's just not the
They
best.
did upgrade fries. Like you can upgrade to a good fry versus their
They
generic
use
fry.
like fancy
Do you
salt,
want
use
our
fancy potatoes.
dumpster
Do you want
fries?
regular crab fries, or do you want to upgrade for the fancy?
They're way better, and it's worth the
That
upgrade.
person needs punched in the face because that's whoever invented that at Wendy's is the type of person that would punch your sandwich.
Debo
But
is in a face
it also
punching
the
mood.
same person that came up with the whatever the 3-patty burger is, because they could also deserve a medal. You don't know.
You don't know. Triple double crunch wrap. Anybody ring a bell?
Triple double crunch wrap was pretty legit.
Okay,
doing
here's a spinoff. I haven't ate Taco Bell or Taco John's for years. My dad and I got it earlier last year for football games. It's now my go-to. Taco John's, the potato olays, those little round things.
Potato lays are legit. TJ's is so good.
I haven't had those in years, probably 5 years.
Yeah,
And they were.
I used to live in Minneapolis, and I was introduced, and it was an issue for like a month. And then I realized what it was doing to my body, and I had to stop.
Yeah, I just kept doing it. 235 Debo.
Yeah,
Now,
just,
see,
I
Larmy
ain't no quitter.
Soren just divulged one of the ways I get fat. Hardee's,
Lick in the shake.
Wendy's fries and Frosties.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
that's the secret move that
It really
like
is. Is it a
I
secret?
remember that.
People not know
When you
about that?
it's
Burger King used to be the jam. I actually thought it was better.
Yeah.
Burger King was actually better than Wendy's version of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's one of those things that you hear and you're like, get out.
Nah.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
Nah.
And then you're like, this is gonna be gross. And you're like, well, I'll try it again. And then you're like, oh, okay.
30 minutes later, you're trying to
And
get
your
an extra
ketchup
large
packets are
shake
still
when
over
the
there
machine's
unopened.
broken.
Yeah, you're like, I'll take 2, please.
I love it.
All right. Okay.
Last one.
Last
Oh,
one.
I got one more. Can we do the last
Do
one?
it.
Last
Do
one.
it. Do it.
What is it? We're not going to argue over it. We're not going to argue over
That's
it.
what this whole thing is. That's literally the point of slow
What
roll.
is-
Listen, I apologize. I feel like that was
No,
aimed at me. I apologize. I've been a little
No, it's a Chas. He's so combative.
forceful.
What?
he's so combative. He just argues with us all day. He's the worst.
It's like the most chill dude in the world.
He's like, yeah, you're wrong.
He's like, were you guys even talking? All right. What is, in your opinion, what is the best way to cook bacon?
This is actually a Chaz question. Chaz,
Buck
go ahead.
bacon.
Oven
that?
cooked bacon is Chaz's answer.
Okay.
Right? And I will say this. I'm actually, because an air fryer is essentially an oven, right? It just gives you like even distribution of heat, right? So air fried bacon I've come around to. So I'm actually on Chaz's side now. It's mint. Oh no, I'm thinking of Paul's side. Oh my gosh.
I
screwed that up.
am.
Chaz
oven.
hates bacon, and he also got us demonetized just then. But not important. Oh, he said it again.
Regardless, I am team
Paul's side.
oven, and I'm willing
team
to die
Paul.
on
I'm
that
team
hill.
Paul.
It is phenomenal. It's not that I don't like other types of bacon, but that's the best for me. For Swede, I would like to know what the other options are,
Right.
or the other opinions are.
Debo Gramps thoughts.
You're getting deep on this one because there are many ways to cook bacon. Yes, you could do it in the oven if you like the super crispy. Me normally, and I'm gonna give you 2 options here because you're gonna, maybe you know about this one and maybe you don't. Back in the day, being 10 years ago, whatever, they came out with this stupid little microwave pig that you could drape the bacon over.
Oh
and
yeah.
put it in the microwave
Yeah.
and cook it that way, and then the base of the pig would catch all the grease. Now that's a fast, fun way to cook bacon. But me, it's got to be in a cast iron skillet because as soon as the bacon comes
That's my
out,
second.
the eggs have to go in.
Yes, agreed.
That's my number 2.
Just
That's my number 2. I like the balance between crispy and fat. I'm an equal opportunity bacon eater. I'll eat it raw. I don't care. That's number 2. I like it.
Seen it happen. I agree with that 100%. If you do that, yeah, exactly. Like if you do the bacon in the cast iron, and then you do the eggs in the cast iron, and then you make English muffins, and you make an egg sandwich out of that,
You can't do it wrong. I think
I'm a
that's the-
happy guy. A
Can't
little
do it
pepper
wrong.
jack cheese on that.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
He's had 10 tapeworms for
At all
years.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I'm still walking. They're
What are
keeping
their
me
names
alive.
again?
They
Yeah,
they're keeping me alive so they can feed off me.
yeah. He named all of them. Debo, what's your thought on bacon?
I'm not even going to go down this road because I feel like I'm going to be the argumentative guy. So my answer is just don't punch my bacon sandwich, whatever I made it, however I did it.
Don't put it
Just
down.
don't
Won't
punch
be an
it, and we're
issue.
fine. I'm not even going to go there with bacon. So yeah, just me.
I would like to know. I want to know now. I won't say a single thing except for
Okay, I think bacon's overrated, and I would rather just eat turkey bacon because you actually get meat, not fat,
Ooh.
So anyway, go ahead and do your
Paul
giveaway.
goes,
It'll
I'll be
fun.
fine with anything you say, and then he leaves.
This is the
Except
new Bass
that.
Geek.
Right.
This
just gonna be
is
like
the new Bass Geek
screaming
Tackle Junkie bacon or biscuits and gravy argument now.
No. I'm not saying I've never eaten bacon. I've ate bacon. It's just overrated, just like beef jerky. Anybody that tries to tell me beef jerky's good, it's overrated and they're lying. Anyway, so go ahead, do your giveaway. I'm sorry.
Oh, we
I
did the
fall into the
giveaway.
shadows.
Charles, we got his address? Oh no.
He did say something in chat.
He said, "Hi, I'm real. I exist."
All right.
Uh-oh,
We
Michael
went way
Bradley.
we went way past our 2-minute. We went way over. Way over.
We were jamming, man. We were jamming there.
Ross, roll us another winner, please. Oh, then we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. So Michael Bradley, you sent an email, but we need to. Yeah, he's
Like that's an NBA player, Michael Bradley.
Try it again. Podcast at Burly Fishing, info at Burly Fishing. One of those. Hit us up, and we'll hook you up. Jason Emery, I win now. You suck again. What a line! All right.
Yeah,
So
it
Michael
was.
Bradley,
Is that Michael Bradley that's tuning in? That's an NBA guy.
this guy right here,
Is
man.
that
He's
Michael
crazy.
Bradley?
We'll take the super chats, Michael Bradley, pro NBA player.
6'10"? Are you the 6'10" pre Worcester Mass?
He's in a game right now. He doesn't realize.
University of Kentucky? No?
He's sitting on the bench with his phone.
Yeah, share the love, my friend. Share the love. Yeah, so send us that addy, dude. I got to send you this thing. Got this whole box of baits here. There's a lot
I'm
of
not
them,
waiting.
so.
I'm not waiting for him. He's got.
He said,
we
"Yeah,
don't get
send
it-
an email." We don't do that. He sent an email, but
we're
it
good.
didn't go through, so send it again. But we'll take care of you. We'll hunt you down, my guy. We'll figure this out. All right, Chaz is sending you his IG, so hit us up on that. We'll figure this thing out for you, my friend. All right. I think we did it. I think we did 100 episodes, you guys.
100.
Again, I don't know why the heck you're listening to us, but I do appreciate it.
Oh,
And
the heck out of it.
yeah, huge shout out and thank you to Debo's Fishing, to Fishing with Grams. If you guys are not following these guys on Instagram, on YouTube, definitely go check them out. I want to hear from them real quick. Like, what kind of projects you guys got coming up? Why should people be tuning into you, and where do you want them specifically to be tuning into so they can follow up? Debo, go ahead with that.
Debo's Fishing. Look it up. You'll find it. I'm just trying to stay sane and above water this year, so I don't
You
have
can
any
do
special
it.
projects. Yeah,
He
it's
does
just
have a special project. Debo's Fishing
Debo's
Lures.
Fishing
Go look it up.
Lures. Yeah.
I do. Yeah, and that's I don't have anything on my site for like a month, so I'm slipping there too.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
go
just
check out
trying
the
to stay
lures, you guys. The lures are
straight forward.
fantastic. Egg this dude on. Be like, hey, make me some super fancy swim baits and stuff like that. Get him back into it.
The only thing I'll say is don't touch my sandwich.
Just don't touch his sandwich. I now have an off limits list. I have an off limits sandwich punch list, and it's only got one name on it. That's it. It's just
Please.
Debo's Fishing.
Haley Glass.
Haley Glass, Debo's Fishing, right below that. Haley is number 1. Do not touch.
I literally said the table just.
All right,
Don't think about your
Gramps, what you got coming up? Where should people be following you at?
So first off, let me say congrats on 100. And for
Thank you.
all of you guys, especially, I mean, you guys have kids. How you manage to do the whole family thing plus this, just, yeah, I mean, out to you. I mean, I work full time, but I mean, I'm just a grampy. I get to send them all. How you guys do this? I mean, kudos for being able to put out such good quality stuff all the time. I mean, Paul, I don't know when you sleep, dude, because
He doesn't.
between the TikToks and it cracks me up. But I mean, you guys all put in way more, but I love learning from you guys too. So it's been fun. You know me, I'm always looking for, thanks to Debo, getting into the whole do it thing. I'm doing my beginner bait making series, having now partnered with Do It, just thanks to having Debo on to talk about it. So they've kind of come on board and partnered with me so I can kind of share my experience as I learn. And, Debo kind of got me into wanting to do some of that. It's something I've always thought about doing. I've got an interesting guest or two lined up. I'm going to have Punch Fishing on tomorrow night talking about some of the higher end gear stuff. So somebody who's been into that kind of scene, and plus he's a Smalley guy as well. So we'll be talking about, what drove him to go to the higher end kind of thing. But pretty soon I'm going to have a pretty cool guest on, and I'll have to tell that story on a live where I'm kind of by myself to talk about how I'm going to get somebody to come on a live stream who should be really interesting for to talk to. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, I'm really going to be focused on the beginner bait making series and kind of go from there. And then we'll talk about, gearing up for the upcoming season. I've got a bunch of veterans that I'm going to take out and get into kayak bass fishing, the KBF stuff. So I've got a few different, fires going too, but that's kind of my goal this year is to keep expanding. And I'm not so much a YouTuber as I am just trying to share what I like to do and then bring people into fishing. You guys all know that. But I love that side of it too. But yeah, we should have some fun stuff coming too. So we'll be making some baits and getting ready for the upcoming KBF season, plus playing with some boat stuff and broadening out back into the panfish and crappie and stuff like that too. So should be a fun 2022. I really look forward to spring, to putting the world affairs behind us and letting us all get on with our lives and, being able to enjoy what it is we love and share with everybody else. But thank you so much for having me on your 100th. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, same. I was honored to be on for 100. So
well, yeah.
much thanks. Tips of hats.
Fish and Friends unites. We didn't have to think too hard about. We didn't have to think too hard about who we wanted on. So it's been awesome having you guys, and thank you all to everyone in chat. You guys are awesome. You made this definitely possible. So we humbly appreciate everything you guys have done for us. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, supporting the show as far as we've made it thus far. It's been a great journey. It's been a blast. And we thank you guys so much for that. There is a members only live that is coming up on February 15th. So if you guys want to be a part of that, just got to be a member, Shark Deuce level or Snorlax crew. And if you want to learn more about that, click join below. Just on any of our videos, there's a big old button right there that you can click next to where you would see like subscribe. So you can see a little video about what we do to contribute to our members. And we appreciate you so much for considering supporting us. Other than that, you guys, next week we have a small bait company, BFO Baits. You might remember the triple threat Ned rig bait that we shared that we got from a subscriber a few videos back here. And that was the bait that you could like split in half, came in some super cool colors. And both baits would be Ned rigable, or you could Texas rig the whole dang thing. Oh, look, there's a turtle from that company too. And it's also the company that came up with Lanky Frog, aka I think it was called Senior Frog. And I called it Lanky Frog because I couldn't find the accent for
Courtesy
Senior.
of Rocka Blades. Thank you, brother.
Rocka Blades. Thank you for reminding me who sent that in. So thank you to Rocka Blades for that, for the hookup. And we're gonna have BFO Baits. And then the week after that, we've got Online Outdoorsman. Our buddy Ethan Duvetter will be on the show as well. So that should be a blast. Another Michigan dude. All right, you guys. That's all we got for tonight. That's all for 100 episodes. Thank you so much. Here's to another 100, episode 200. What are we going to do? We're going to shoot that episode live in Las Vegas. I'm calling it right now. I don't know why, but that's where we're going to go. Put it in the books. Put it in the books.
And now we're doing 3 shows a week. So episode 200 is...
It's go. We want this to happen really fast. Charles, put it down. Paul, put it in your whiteboard. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back next week. Same day, same time, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tune in and go check these guys out as soon as you can. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Charles, take us out.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I deserve to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care. my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. I don't wanna live a lie. Live a lie. Ooh. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. Oh no.
I got enough of every melody. They all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby.